With playoffs out of the picture, it's time for the Wareham Gatemen to spoil postseason seeding, and they'll look to do it against the Cotuit Kettleers today in Game 42 of 44 in the Cape Cod Baseball League season. Alongside Alex Feuz, I'm Cameron Ezeir. A big-time matchup between two teams that have they have different reasons to play this game. The Cotuit Kettleers are currently second in the West Division, while the Wareham Gatemen were officially eliminated from the playoffs yesterday. But let's focus more on the positives. If the Gatemen can win today, they'll tie the season series against the Cotuit Kettleers. Right now, the Kets are up 3-2. Alex, huge game for both teams. I said different reasons, but a lot to look at in this ball game.
Well, it's the main reason why these players are here. Obviously, you want to win. You want to get to the playoffs. But the main reason why all these collegiate baseball players are on the Cape is to develop and become better players, and that's why we are playing here today and the rest of the season. These players want to get better. They have a chance to face the best pitchers and the best hitters if you're a pitcher here on the Cape over the next 3 games, and it's a great opportunity for everyone involved.
And Alex, speaking of development, this Wareham Gatemen team that sits at 13-21-7 has really developed over the last 4 games, playing some of their best baseball, especially on the offensive side. 44 hits in their last 4 games. A lot to look at on the offensive side. Who's one player you're pointing out today?
Well, Carter Grant back in the lineup as usual, but it's really been Will Rogers hitting in the 3-hole today for this Gateman offense. He's been so fun to watch develop and come into his own at the plate. And obviously, this is a Gateman team that has struggled at times this summer. But yesterday's win, the win against this Cotuit team, hands down one of my favorite games to watch this summer. It was all around the best team win. Unfortunately, it came on the night they were eliminated from playoff contention, but it just shows that it is so fun to play baseball no matter what the situation is surrounding the team. Overall, great pitching, the best hitting we've seen, clutch hits all throughout the night. Hopefully it carries over here today.
Alex, that was a 6-2 win for the Wareham Gatemen over the Cotuit Kettleers yesterday. Wareham recorded 10 hits, Cotuit just 5, and this team looked like they were playing some of their best baseball all season, which is a positive sign going down the stretch with just 3 games to go. We'll break down starting lineups and the pitching matchup when we return on the other side here at Lowell Park in beautiful Cotuit, Massachusetts for another edition of Wareham Gatemen Baseball. Each and every game here at Spillane Field is made possible by our sponsors. Let's take a moment to recognize Gateway Tavern, Coastal Orthodontics, Fairway Financial, Joanne Stevenson, Sullivan Wine and Spirits, Deb Levesque Massage Therapy, the Law Office of Mark Deshays, Office Technology Group, J&M Baseball Academy, South Coast Health, Minkle Boys Catering, 80 Makepeace, Reed Custom Soils, Soft as a Grape, Bay Motor Inn, Point Sign, Wareham, Sipicon and Dartmouth Week, Cranberry Self-Storage, Village Signs, the Law Office of Lang, Exaferris and Bullard, Reedy, Kiernan and McNally LLP, Robertson's GMC, Effie's Homemade, Wareham Country Market, the Wareham House of Pizza, Robbery's Tree Service, Patty Wild, Onset Bay Association, Select PT, El Mariachi, Water Whiz, and Cool Cone. Thank you once again to our sponsors of your Wareham Gatemen. We appreciate and thank the sponsors who support the Cape League and the 10 teams. Our corporate sponsors are the financial backbone of the league. It is with their support that we are able to preserve our long-standing tradition of providing the best family entertainment here on Cape Cod, free of charge. On behalf of the 9 other teams, the Wareham Gatemen, league officers, and the entire Cape League family, we would like to announce and thank our 2022 corporate sponsors. With much appreciation, we recognize the Yawkey Foundation, Gibson Sotheby's, Curry College, the 99 Restaurants, Coca-Cola Bottling of Cape Cod, Badger Sport, Zephyr Hats, Cape Cod 5 Cents Saving Bank, Milton Cat, Mosquito Marys, Massachusetts State Lottery. We will be back to you in the next inning for the second half of this outstanding list of loyal sponsors.
Curry College is where you go to become anything you want. Curry prepares students to engage in successful careers with learning beyond the classroom. Explore undergraduate programs, NCAA Division III athletics, and continuing education and graduate studies, including fifth-year master's programs at curry.edu.
Mosquito bites and ticks. No, yikes! When the bugs get scary, just call Mosquito Marys. 866 Ask Mary. Or visit us at mosquitomarys.com.
The 99 Restaurant and Pub is proud to be a sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Visit your local 99 and try their famous Colossal Lobster Rolls, piled high on a grilled brioche and served hot buttered or just the right amount of mayo and celery with fries and coleslaw. The 99, always the real deal.
Welcome back to Lowell Park in Cotuit, Massachusetts. Alongside Alex Feuz, I'm Cameron Ezeir. It's the 13-21-7 Wareham Gatemen against the 21-15-5 Cotuit Cavaliers for the second straight day. This is the back end of a home-and-home. Wareham took it over Cotuit 6-2 at Spillane Field yesterday to make the season series 3 for Cotuit and 2 for Wareham. So the Gatemen, the incentive today to tie up this season series and spoil Cotuit's opportunity at home field advantage. We'll touch on that a little more, but let's break down starting lineup, starting with the Cotuit Cavaliers. It'll be CJ Kafis at first, leading things off. Behind him, Tommy Troy, the shortstop out of Stanford. In the 3-hole is Calvin Harris, the 2022 national champion with the Ole Miss Runnin' Rebels as the designated hitter. In the middle of the order, Carter Trice, who had a home run yesterday out of NC State. Then it's Eddie Park, the right fielder out of Stanford. Caleb Lomavita, the freshman All-American catcher out of Cal. Then it's Trotter Harlan, the second baseman. Enrique Bradfield Jr., who was just with Team USA. And then rounding things out is Caleb Ketchup, the third baseman out of Lipscomb. The starting pitcher for the Cotuit Cavaliers is Carson Swilling. We'll touch a bit more on him after we give you Wareham's lineup. Leading things off for the fifth straight game is Max Anderson, the second baseman out of Nebraska. He's tied for second on the Cape in hits with 48. And then it's Ryan Campos behind him in the 2-hole for the fourth straight game, the catcher out of Arizona State. Behind him is Will Rogers, the left fielder out of Arizona State as well, so a pair of Sun Devils residing in the 2 and 3 spots. Owen Diodati bats behind Rogers in the cleanup spot. Then it's Cam Meyer, the third baseman out of Georgetown. Derek Fabian, the designated hitter out of Florida. Rounding things out, Carter Graham, Brian Padilla, and Cameron Chick. We'll get to Will Koger III's numbers when he comes up in the bottom of the first, but let's start with Carson Swilling on the mound, the Auburn Tiger for the Cotuit Cavaliers in just his second start, his sixth appearance, an 0-1 record, a 7.83 ERA. He's been tossed around a bit. A big reason why, 5 strikeouts to just 8 walks, but it's a pitcher that's went 10 1/3 through 5 previous appearances. He's known for his longevity throughout the season. We'll see how far he can take this Cotuit Cavaliers team.
It's a pitcher that has a lot of upside if you are a Gateman member of the offense. It's a pitcher that, like you said, Cam, has struggled over the past few starts and appearances on the mound, but obviously late in the summer at the back end with just 3 games remaining this season, pitching is hard to come by. Pitching in the summer has changed so much over the last few years. We'll see a lot of offense most likely today.
Carson Swilling, the rising junior out of Auburn. He last pitched on July 25th against the Yarmouth Dennis Red Sox. That was his first start, so he was a bullpen arm and now has been converted into a starter. 2-hit, 2-run baseball in 2 innings against the Red Sox with 3 strikeouts and 1 walk, and that was a win for the Cotuit Cavaliers. Now the defense behind Carson Swilling It's Caleb Ketchup over at third. Tommy Troy man short. Trotter Harlan at second. CJ Kafis over at first. From left to right, Carter Trice in left field. Enrique Bradfield Jr. in center. Eddie Park over there in right field. And calling and catching the signs for Carson Swilling is Caleb Lomavita. To lead things off for the Wareham Gatemen is Max Anderson, the second baseman out of Nebraska. A .296 hitter on the summer with 48 hits. Here's the first pitch. It's a fastball that misses upstairs. Count 1-0. 91 miles per hour on that heater high off the fingertips of Swilling. Gets set, deals the 1-0. Off speed at 75, tails into the zone, 1-1. The kick in the 1-1 pitch, fastball check swing from Anderson. Did he go? Yes, he did, says first base umpire Joe Labella. He's over at first. At third base is Jeff Mertzel. Home plate, calling the signs is Mickey Garcia. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Off speed, curveball misses outside at 74 miles per hour. Well, it's a gorgeous 81-degree day in Cotuit, Massachusetts.
I'm just going to say, Cam, this is perfect weather. Not too hot.
2-2 pitch high on a changeup that just didn't break, and the count full.
Just amount of a nice touch of wind makes it just bearable enough to enjoy a game at.
Max Anderson, the righty, is the leadoff hitter. Here's the payoff pitch. Fastball swung on, lifted out of play to the right side. The dimensions here at Lowell Park in Cotuit, Massachusetts, 320 down the left field line as well as over near the right field pole. To dead center is 397. The defense set standard for Max Anderson. Swilling out of the windup. Here's the payoff pitch. Off speed, chopper over to the left side off 2 hops. Tommy Troy gloves, throws over to first in time to get Anderson. And there's one away. There's your 6-3 putout to give way to Ryan Campos, the catcher out of Arizona State. It'll be a righty on lefty. It's 81 degrees here in Cotuit. 16-mile-per-hour winds blowing heavily from right to left. And thankfully, the American flag out there in deep left center is pretty easy to see. You can track the wind all day. Here's the 1-out pitch. Fastball fouled off the face mask of the catcher Lomavita, 0-1.
Yeah, before the game, there was some wind, but not as consistent as this. We'll see if it has any effect over the game. I know 2 nights ago, Cam, that was a highly affected game by wind. We're 5 home runs hit in that ball game.
With 1 away, here's the 0-1. Change up high at 79, misses the zone. Yeah, in that game against Brewster at Spillane Field, winds were topping 15, 20 miles per hour, and there were 5 combined home runs hit. The most ever in a single game at Spillane Field this year. 1-1. Change up at 78, waved on and missed. 1-2.
That was a tough pitch for Campos. Tried to ask for time. Mickey Garcia didn't grant it to him. It was probably looking fastball. We were just trying to swing at that point. Came up empty on the changeup.
Swilling shakes off a few signs. He likes this one. Out of the windup, the 1-2. It's a fastball cranked to the left side and through, past the diving glove of Tommy Troy. And Ryan Campos is on the base paths, his 28th knock of the summer.
That was a beautiful piece of hitting by Campos. Was a little bit shifted on the left side of the infield. I think if the infield was playing straight away, Tommy Troy would have had it easily. But the shift gave Campos a base hit on that play.
We'll see if it continues all game against lefties, playing on the pull side toward the right side of the infield. And now it's a righty, Will Rogers, the left fielder out of Arizona State. It'll be a righty on righty. Swilling out of the stretch. Off speed at 75, nicks the outer part of the strike zone. Counts 0-1. For Will Rogers, 6 games on his young summer. 6 hits, 3 of them for extra bases, 2 doubles and a home run. He's been a spark plug to this offense as of late. Swilling stares off at first. Now recollects at the belt, throws over to first to check on Campos. He slides back head first.
It's a player in Ryan Campos that hasn't attempted a stolen base since July 17th. Hey, could that 2-week hiatus come to an end? That's what Swilling doesn't want to happen. As Campos a short leadoff off of first. Now check that way once again. Campos again safe. Let's focus a little bit on Will Rogers, the rising sophomore out of Arizona State. Through 6 games, he has 6 RBI, all in the last 5 games. He's been able to capitalize on his teammates on the base paths. Righty on righty, and again Swilling over to first. Campos getting his bright red jersey dirty.
Yeah, it's a red jersey that this Gateman team will be wearing the rest of the summer.
Yes, the Wareham Gatemen electing to go with those specialty Red Shirt Friday jerseys for the rest of the summer. Bit looser on the arms, and for how hot it is today, it makes sense. 0-1, it's called strike on the inside corner, and a good curveball from Carson Swilling. So he features that fastball, curveball, changeup combo. The defense set standard, although the third baseman Caleb Ketchup has the front part of his cleat on the infield grass. 0-2 is tossed over to first. The 4th time that Swilling has checked on Campos, and prior to that, it's a balk. First base umpire Joe Labella says Carson Swilling balked, which allows Ryan Campos to scamper over to second. Now it's bringing out field manager Mike Roberts. Oh, the Cotuit Kettleers manager does not like the call. He's yelling directly at Joe Labella, who's made his way near the mound, while Mike Roberts is down the third base line.
Obviously, Joe Labella had the perfect spot to see whether or not he had a balk or not. But that's what happens when you focus too much on a runner during one at-bat. You were just bound to make a mistake.
Now runner in scoring position. Swilling set at the belt. Looks that way. Here's the 0-2. Fastball, chopped to the left side. Troy, gloves neck high, throws over to first. And picking it out of the air is C.J. Kafis. There's 2 away. Now a really good job by Carson Swilling to retire a player in Will Rogers that has done his due diligence this season with runners in scoring position. Now Tommy Troy over at short is responsible for a pair of groundouts. And this is the first time I've seen this season, Alex. The Cotuit Kettleers are intentionally walking Owen Diodati. He's all smiles, standing with both of his feet on the first base bag. I mean, Owen Diodati's been hot this summer, a .377 hitter. But wow, I've never seen that before. They'll elect to pitch to Cam Meyer out of the 5-hole. Here's the first pitch. And it misses outside the zone, 1-0.
Mike Roberts is more confident in this face-off against Cam Meyer, and Carson Swilling likes Swilling's chances against the right-hander.
Righty on righty. Here's the 1-0. Fastball off the knob of the bat, lasered into the first base dugout of the Gatemen. Yeah, so Owen Diodati has his 12th walk on the season. And for a player that joined the Gatemen over 3 weeks ago, he's been probably one of the most consistent players on Wareham. So it makes sense. You send the lefty bat over to first. 1-1. Curveball in the dirt at 76. A touch outside of the zone. 2-1. For Cam Meyer out of Georgetown, he spent 3 years at Holy Cross, then transferred, played this last spring for the Hoyas. And so far this season, it's just his 4th game on the Cape. The 2-1 pitch. Another curveball that sliced outside the zone, 3-1. Cam Meyer in yesterday's game against Cotuit, a 2-for-4 performance, his first multi-hit game of the summer. Also had an RBI. But he did also strike out twice. Probably why Mike Roberts intentionally walks Diodati and wants that matchup. 3-1 pitch is nailed out to deep right field. Moving in his park, he'll make the grab, and that retires the side. Well, the Gatemen pick up a hit, but strand 2 on, no errors as well, as we head to the bottom of the first, and we'll see the Cotuit offense for the first time today here at Lowell Park when we return on the Gatemen Radio Network.
For sales and rentals of Caterpillar machinery, generators, and marine engines, visit MiltonCat.com. your area cat dealer. Milton Cat, the Cape and Islands Caterpillar dealer, is proud to be a sponsor of today's game.
The Wareham-based 80 Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is the world's largest cranberry grower and the largest private property owner in eastern Massachusetts. The company supports organizations like the Wareham Gateman and projects like the outdoor cranberry bog classroom that you may have passed on your way in. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
Gibson Sotheby's International Realty is proud to sponsor the Cape Cod Baseball League, offering residential sales and vacation rentals across the Cape. We help you turn someday into right now. Each office is independently owned and operated. Sotheby's International Realty is a registered trademark.
We're back here at Lowell Park in Cotuit, Massachusetts. Final game of a season series between the Gatemen and the Kettleers. Alongside Alex Feuz, I'm Cameron Ezeir, as Wareham's defense heads out to the field for the first time today, and we'll get the lowdown of Cotuit's offense right now. 21-15-5, currently tied for second in the West Division. So if Wareham wins today, Cotuit could be knocked out of home field advantage for now. It'll be C.J. Kafis, the first baseman out of Miami, to lead things off. Then it's Tommy Troy and Calvin Harris. That's the top of the order. C.J. Kafis, ironically, is one of the only players left from Cotuit's early season squad. The first time these two teams matched up back on June 21st, C.J. Kafis was the only player featured in the lineup that is still on this roster, which is crazy to think, but I mean, that's a credit to all the turnover here on the Cape, whether it be due to the MLB draft, whether it be due to college coaches pulling out their collegiate athletes, or even, calling it a summer to head to fall ball a little bit early. Defensive alignment for the Gatemen, it's Cam Meyer at third, Brian Padilla at short, Max Anderson, his 8th start over at second, Carter Graham at first, Will Rogers in left, Cameron Chick in center, Owen Diodati in right. Will Koger III makes his 2nd start on the summer as the righty takes control on the bump, delivering to the lefty Kafis. First pitch is a strike that dots that outside corner. For Will Koger III, the rising sophomore out of Louisville, it might just be his 2nd start on the summer, but it is his 9th appearance. The kick, the 0-1, showing bunt is Kafis, and it eludes his lumber up high. And the count's 1-1 on that 91-mile-per-hour fastball. Will Koger III, an 0-1 record and sub-4 ERA. The 1-1. Skipped in the dirt. Eludes the glove of Ryan Campos, who's catching and calling the signs today for Will Koger III.
Last time Koger pitched on the mound for the Gatemen was at Polar Park, marking his first start on the summer.
2 balls, 1 strike the count. Here's the delivery. Fastball, Kafis connects and fouls it out of play above the third base dugout. Also escapes the bleachers that range about 15 to 20 rows high with fans surrounding. There's not one empty seat in the bleachers above the third base dugout that represent the Cotuit fans. With the defense set standard, here in the bottom of the first, no score. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Fastball, Kafis, swing and a miss. Koger retires Kafis, the leadoff hitter, and that's Will Koger's 22nd strikeout of the summer.
Koger settles down quickly, has 1 out under his belt. Elevated the fastball, clocking in at 93 miles an hour to get Kafis swinging.
The luxury here at Lowell Park, there's a radar gun up on the top right of the scoreboard out there in deep left center. Now Tommy Troy stands in. Here's the 1-out pitch. A fastball that splits the plate at 93 as well. Now you talked about that last start for Koger. It was at Polar Park, the stadium of the AAA affiliate of the Boston Red Sox, the Worcester Red Sox, and Koger recorded a season high in strikeouts with 6. 0-1 fastball, it's drilled up the middle and through. Base hit for Tommy Troy, and the shortstop is over at first with 1 away here in the bottom of the first.
Tommy Troy has been the gateman killer all summer long. The first time that this team came to Cotuit, Tommy Troy obviously hit the walk-off home run, and he's been the gateman's toughest hitter to face all summer long.
Ironically, he played for the Wareham Gatemen last summer. For this summer, Tommy Troy has 33 hits. That turns it over to Calvin Harris, the designated hitter out of Ole Miss. The junior, slight bend of the knee in those all-white jerseys, pinstripes up top and on the bottom. Koger set at the letters. Here's the pitch. Fastball cranked through the left side of the infield, base hit. Back-to-back knocks on back-to-back pitches. Tommy Troy over to second. Calvin Harris has a base hit onto first.
Harris just connected on another fastball and drove it right past Padilla, who was shifted a little closer to the second base bag. Another great piece of hitting. Just such an easy swing.
I mean, Alex, this is a Cotuit team that ranks atop the Cape in team batting average as well as team hits per game. Second on the Cape in team runs per game. It makes sense why the offense is so potent early on. Now it's a righty-on-righty with Carter Trice at the dish. One-out pitch, double steal, throw over to second. Max Anderson makes the snag and tags out the stealing Calvin Harris, but Tommy Troy is safe over at third. Now there's two away. Mike Roberts goes with a bit of trickery to open up this game.
Mike Roberts knows how important this game is. Obviously, he feels like he can beat this team. He beat them so far 3 out of 2 times this summer. This is a team that, if you're Cotuit, you have to win to try to keep home field advantage.
Defense sets standard both in the infield and in the outfield. Here's the 0-1. Fastball low, collects dust at 93. Koger's been sitting pretty steady at 93. When we were at Polar Park last week, Koger did touch 94. I'll expect that out of his arsenal in terms of velocity. No score, bottom 1. With 2 away, here's the 1-1 pitch. Off speed, lifted, stays on the infield, now pushes out in the jet stream to the outfield grass, and it falls beyond the ranging Max Anderson over at second. Tommy Troy comes in to score, and it's 1-0 Cotuit early on. Well, it'll be a base hit for Carter Trice. Max Anderson tracked back, he backpedaled into that right center field gap. He deferred off Cameron Chick from center and Owen Diodati in right. Tried to reach back to make the grab, and it eluded his glove. It's 1-0 Cotuit.
With some high skies here at Lowell Park. Tough play to battle the sun. But if you're Cotuit, you got to capitalize on those mistakes by the opposing team.
First pitch is a curveball at 77 that missed it on the feet of Eddie Park, the 5-hole hitter and the right fielder out of Stamford. And all of a sudden, Cotuit takes an early 1-0 advantage. 3 straight base hits here in the first after Will Koger III retired the leadoff hitter Kafis by way of the K. And you talk about those high skies, scattered clouds on an 81-degree day. Wind, well, it's brushing the American flag out there in deep left center from left to right at 16 miles per hour. That could have had an effect. Koger set at the letters out of the stretch. 1-0 pitch is a fastball that touches the bottom of the zone at 90 miles per hour. Count 1-1. Well, Carter Trice was previously at Old Dominion, will be heading to NC State in the fall. And he is standing over at first, while Eddie Park out of Stamford's at the dish. 1-1 delivery is a fastball drilled up the middle, base hit. 4 straight singles for the Cotuit Kettleers, and they're on a roll here in the first. With 2 away, Cotuit already up 1-0, runners at first and second.
This Kettleers offense just hammering here in the first inning. Is taking advantage of pitches being left up and over the plate. That's all, it's just straight line drive.
And Alex, to put this into perspective, Cotuit had 5 hits all game in yesterday's loss to Wareham. Right now they have 1 run on 4 hits, still threatening here in the first. Righty on righty to Caleb Lomavita. The 2-out pitch. A change-up that nicked that outside corner at 81. for a player in Will Koger III that is a sub-4 ERA. All right, now he's struggling in the first. Glances off at second. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Another changeup. Less velocity on it at 79. Collects dust. Count 1-1.
Yeah, Will Koger has struggled against Cotuit, a 7.20 ERA against the Kettleers this summer. He's given up a total of 4 runs over 5 innings pitched.
Those 2 are out of the bullpen. This is first start against the Cats. 1-1 pitch is a fastball at 91 that misses the zone.
Lamavita, red hot, hitting .415 over the last 9 games. Trying to continue this, some 2-out magic here in the first.
His 9-game hit streak was ended yesterday against Wareham. An 0-for-3 day. Runners at first and second, 2 away. Koger III readies the 2-1. Here's the pitch. Fastball low, 3-1. For Caleb Lomavita, the Cal Berkeley Golden Bear, standing at 5'11", 205, digging into the righty batter's box with his front foot and now his back. His socks are maroon laden, same with his gear on his right elbow. The defense sets standard for the Gatemen. 3-1 pitch. Fastball got the outside corner. Count full.
That was a big pitch by Koger. He's fallen behind a lot of these hitters that have had good, solid base hits against him. Obviously, letting up 4 singles in a row. He was behind 3-1, but now in a full count, he just needs 1 more to get out of this jam.
Yeah, we'll see what Koger's put out pitches. Runners at first and second, 2 away. The 3-2. Runners go. Fastball swing and a miss. Strikeout number 2 for Will Koger III. So a strikeout sandwich here in the first, but hey, the ham and the cheese is 4 straight singles for the Cotuit Cavaliers, one that led to a run. We head to the top of the second. The Gatemen suffering an early deficit. Well, we'll see what the offense could do when we return on the Gatemen Broadcast Network.
We want our money to work as hard for us when we retire as we did working to accumulate it. My name is Steve Anzoni, and I am president of Fairway Financial Insurance Agency. Money is just a tool to help you to do what you ultimately want to do, which is to travel, spend time with your kids, grandkids, and do other stuff. And I want to be the guy that's going to help you navigate the course of life to help you avoid those sand traps and get you onto the green and into the hole with greater financial confidence.
Serving southeastern Massachusetts and Rhode Island, Office Technology Group has been the area's source for advanced digital multifunctional copiers since 2009. Call Office Technology Group at 508-858-5825.
We're in the top of the second at Lowell Park. The Cotuit Cavaliers, the home squad, leads the Wareham Gatemen on the road. The second to last time this season. It's 1-0 as the Cats capitalized on 4 singles in the first. One an RBI single to shallow right center field off the bat of Carter Trice. So now Carson Swilling, the starting pitcher out of Auburn, deals with a 1-0 cushion. Well, the Wareham Gatemen send up the 6, 7, and 8 hitters in the lineup. Derek Fabian, Carter Graham, and Brian Padilla. After notching 1 base hit in the first, but no runs to show for it. Righty on righty. Here's the pitch. Curveball at 75 misses the zone outside. Well, for Derek Fabian, the designated hitter out of Florida, usually he plays the field over at third and second. 1-0. Another curveball at 76 outside. But Fabian is now the designated hitter. A big reason why is he's been on a tear as of late. 12 hits in his last 9 games. 2-0. Fastball got the inside corner, 2-1.
Fabian has spent most of the season hitting below 200, but has now brought up that average to 222.
2-1. Another off speed in the dust. Count 3-1. Yeah, 7-game hit streak for Derek Fabian, the righty out of Florida. He's batting .385 in the last 7 games. The 3-1 pitch is a fastball that skips right in front of home plate. Derek Fabian heads over to first with a walk. A 5-pitch walk issued to Derek Fabian. It's one part of the game that we can highlight. The Cotuit Cavaliers give up the most walks on the Cape, while the Wareham Gatemen draw the most walks. That's something to watch out for. And Carter Graham digs into the righty batter's box. Righty on righty with Swilling on the bump. Here's the pitch. Another curveball at 75 catches the inner half. 0-1. Well, for Carter Graham in his 21st game on the Cape, a 169 hitter, but he's come alive as of late. Runner at first, no outs. 0-1. Off speed, smash to deep left field, down the line. If it's fair, it's trouble, but it falls foul.
Sounded like he broke his bat. If he hit that one in the sweet spot of the bat, that would have been long gone.
And we know Carter Graham has that power. That would have been his second home run in the last week or so. And you take it back to his outstanding spring campaign in which he led the Pac-12 in home runs. Instead, he retrieves a new bat and digs back into the righty batter's box. With the defense set standard, 0-2 fastball is cranked foul over to the left side and bounces off the fencing that ranges from foul pole to foul pole, about 10 feet high. Netting above, right where there's third base line extended, as well as on the first base side too. Past that, well, there's a barrier down below, but fans can lean over the railing as they are down the left field line. 0-2 pitch. It's a fastball that misses the zone outside at 91. Some of our furry friends are here at Lowell Park, beyond our makeshift broadcast booth, beyond the fencing to the right of home plate. 1-2 pitch. Fastball with the runner going is sliced out of play. There's fencing that spans probably about 30 feet high from dugout to dugout, and then netting in front of the bleachers above the first and third base dugouts. Slight netting about 5 feet high above the fencing as well. A lot of protection here at Lowell Park. Derek Fabian over at first. No outs in the top of the second. Wareham Gatemen trail 1-0. The 1-2 pitch. Off speed, sent into foul territory on the left side. Carter Graham has pulled a lot of baseballs in this AB.
He's working a great at-bat, seeing some good pitches, fighting some of them off. He just has really showed us how much power is in his bat.
Swilling sets on the bump after glancing over at first. He set at the waist, deep breath. 1-2 pitch is a fastball sent high, a mile high to deep left field, right next to the foul pole. It is out of here! Carter Graham leaves the yard for the second time this summer and makes up for his broken bat blooper that just landed in foul territory. And the Gatemen take a 2-1 lead. The Stanford Cardinal races around third, stomps on home plate, and Wareham has the advantage.
We were just talking about it during that at-bat. The showcase of just how much power Carter Graham holds showcased it right there. A high fly ball that went over the left field fence.
Quick work from Swilling. He deals the first pitch upstairs to Brian Padilla, who fouls it out of play. Wow, Carter Graham, 22 home runs in the spring. It's almost like we had our crystal ball out. And he delivered one over the fencing in deep left. 0-1. It's a breaking ball high at 85, 1-1. And that one just carried in the jet stream. 1-1 pitch. It's a fastball low. That's ball 2. When I say a mile high, that's an understatement.
Could have had a lunch on that one.
Right. 2-1 pitch. Another off speed that curtailed off the hands of Swilling and missed high. It's one of those moon shots, and I feel like that's the best way to describe a home run like that. 3-1 pitch to Padilla as a fastball waved on and missed, a 90-mile-per-hour heater that fooled Brian Padilla, and now the count full. Well, the Gatemen now have a 2-1 lead, although they're being out-hit. The one big fly puts them on top here in the top of the second. Payoff pitch is a fastball that clips the inside corner. Brian Padilla can't believe it, gives choice words to our home plate umpire Mickey Garcia, and takes his time over to the dugout on the first base side. There's now one away.
It was a fastball that went low that Mikey Garcia just clipped the lower part of that zone.
1 out pitch is a nubber off the bat down the third base line. It veers foul.
Tough pitch to take in a 3-2 count if you're Brian Padilla.
Especially because Brian Padilla's been in a slump. Right? You want him swinging the bat, but in a pitch like that, it looked like it was tailing outside the zone. He tried to rely on his good eyes, and instead it just got that bottom corner inside. With one away, here's the 0-1 to Cameron Chick. He swings away, a chopper down the first base line, underhand toss from Kefis over to the covering pitcher Swilling, and he got him. Just in time to get the speedy Cameron Chick. And now there's 2 away here in the second.
A heads-up play, and if Kefis wasn't playing where he was, it would have gone just fair over the right field side of play. Would have been a base hit, could have been a double.
2 out delivery is a fastball low and away to Max Anderson as the order is flipped. First time through the order, the Gatemen mustered 2 hits and 2 runs, courtesy of a 2-run shot by Carter Graham. Swilling out of the windup, 1-0. Fastball inside and got that corner, 1-1.
Max Anderson has been one of my most favorite players to watch this summer.
1-1 delivered low, and count 2-1. And why's that?
He's just a pure contact hitter, old school. You don't see it too often anymore. We're always looking for his line drive base hits. Doesn't care how much power is in his bat.
The 2-1 pitch, it's on a hop over to the right side. The second baseman Harlan retrieves, throws over to first, and that retires the side. But not before the Wareham Gatemen grab the lead on a big fly off the bat of Carter Graham. His second of the season puts Wareham up 2-1 through 1.5. That's your score. We head to the bottom of the second. Due up for the Cotuit Kettleers, the bottom of the order. Trotter Harlan, Enrique Bradfield Jr., and Caleb Ketchup when we return on the Gatemen Broadcast Network.
Summer is here, and we are finally back to enjoying all our favorite outdoor activities. As temperatures rise, so does the risk for unexpected injuries. South Coast Health Urgent Care Centers are open, safe, and here to provide the care you need when you need it. Our 7 locations are open 7 days a week, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday, and 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday. Walk-ins are welcome, and having a South Coast Health physician is not required. Visit southcoast.org/urgent care to check wait times and reserve your spot today.
Soft as a Grape has 10 retail locations on Cape Cod. So even when you're cheering on your Gatemen at any away games, stop into a Soft as a Grape store for the best Cape Cod products. No trip to the Cape is complete without a trip to Soft as a Grape.
We're in the bottom of the second. The Wareham Gatemen have a 2-1 lead after a 2-run blast off the bat of Carter Graham. While the Cotuit Kettleers still out hitting the Gatemen 4-2, and courtesy of 4 singles in the first. We'll see what the bottom of the order can do. Trotter Harlan, Enrique Bradfield Jr., and Caleb Ketchup. And it must be nice for Will Koger III to now work with a bit of a cushion, knowing that he exited the first with his team down 1-0. That'll be a righty on righty. Trotter Harlan, the second baseman out of the College of Charleston. Here's the pitch. Off speed that got the outside corner at 76. Good curveball from Will Koger.
Well, it just shows too, Cam, that Will Koger has a backup that is needed from the offense, where if he does give up a few mistakes, the offense is alive and well today.
The 0-1 pitch, fastball, foul tip into the glove of the catcher Ryan Campos. A lot of fans here in Cotuit, whether it be on the bleachers on the first or third base sides. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Off speed, cranked out of play to the right side into the netting. And when I say a lot of fans, there's not an empty seat above the first base dugout, which would represent the Wareham fans, and even on the third base side, all those Cotuit fans in predominantly white hats. I would expect them to be in the Cotuit maroon colors, but Cotuit is rocking the home white jerseys today. There's no outs in the bottom of the second. Wareham up 2-1. Out of the windup, the 0-2 is a breaking ball that got away from Koger. Trotter Harlan turned away from it, and it escaped the glove of Ryan Campos to the backstop. Fortunately, no one on the bases, so no harm done. For Trotter Harlan in 17 games on the summer, a .293 hitter, but he was 0 for 3 against Wareham yesterday. Koger set at the chin. He's out of the windup, turns, deals the 1-2. Fastball upstairs, misses in the attic, near the flowing blonde hair of Trotter Harlan. Rocks a Foley black helmet, but is the curly hair out of the back. Resting his bat on his back shoulder. He fidgets with his bottom hand. While Will Koger turns and deals the 2-2. Fastball sent to shallow, right base hit. Fifth hit of the day for the Cotuit Kettleers. That matches their game total in yesterday's loss to Wareham. And for Trotter Harlan, he's been on a tear since the All-Star break. That's now 7 hits in the last 6 games.
That's what you're looking for late on in the season, to just keep picking up and getting better as the summer goes along.
How about the Cotuit Kettleers? They've sent 7 players to the plate, and 5 of them have reached on singles. Now it's up to the lefty Enrique Bradfield Jr., the center fielder out of Vanderbilt. Righty on lefty. First pitch is a fastball, paints the outside corner at 91. For Enrique Bradfield Jr., made Team USA's final roster, and after playing baseball for our nation, he came on the Cape and said, hey, I want to play more. I'm not done after Team USA. Koger out of the stretch, the 0-1. Fastball delivered high at 91. So Will Koger's fastball started at 93. In his second inning of work, it's dropped a bit. Koger the third, his jersey billowing in the wind, peers in on home plate. Bradfield Jr. in the lefty batter's box, already choking up on his bat. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Fastball inside. Bradfield Jr. scoots back to get out of the way of that 92-mile-per-hour heater. 2-1 the count.
Enrique Bradfield's a smart guy, and he knows that he'll earn a couple points with his scouts, playing for Team USA and coming back saying, no, I want to play the rest of the summer.
And so
Scouts
far,
recognize that.
Yeah, and so far this summer, 172 hitter through 8 games. He has 5 hits. Koger the kick, the 2-1. It's a fastball, chopped to the left side, over to second for 1, on to first. He got him! A 6-4-3 double play. Brian Padilla underhand flip to Max Anderson over at second. A laser into the glove of Carter Graham over at first. And there's 2 away here in the second. The base path's now empty. And one part of Enrique Bradfield Jr.'s game that he heavily relies on is his speed. Well, the Gateman just thwarted it on that 6-4-3 double play putout. Now gives way to Caleb Ketchup in the 9-hole. Righty on righty. The 2-out fastball at 93 misses upstairs. Now we've talked a lot about great names on the Cape. Caleb Ketchup might have one of the best last names because of how odd it is.
Hasn't caught on with me.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. It's a changeup at 78 that nicks that inside corner, 1-1. I just think there are so many possibilities in terms of just sitting in the broadcast booth with the last name Ketchup. Koger set at the chin, deep breath. Turns the 1-1. Fastball, high chopper, left side. Meyer off one hop. Lasers over to first. Not in time. Caleb Ketchup beat out the bullet of a throw from Cam Meyer. Full stretch from Carter Graham, but not to be. Ketchup's speed proves pivotal, and the third baseman is over at first with just his third hit on the summer.
Now 6 out of the 9 hitters in this Cotuit lineup have a base hit tonight.
All singles as well. You flip the order over to CJ Kafis, who struck out back in the first. He's one of 3 players on this Cotuit team that haven't reached. Righty on lefty, CJ Kafis, the sophomore out of Miami. Ketchup off of first. Coger the third checks on Ketchup. Oh, had a chance. Carter Graham was on his way to the dugout on the first base side. He believed he tagged Ketchup in time. Instead, there's still 2 away in the bottom of the second. The Gateman up 1, and Caleb Ketchup is safe over at first. Very close for a Gateman team that's looking to get out of this inning unscathed. Coger the third throws over to first, and Caleb Ketchup takes his post on first base. And for CJ Kafis in his 28th game on the summer, a 300 hitter with 27 base hits. It's an average of 1 hit per game. He had a base hit yesterday in the loss to Wareham. Coger set at the letters, the pitch. It's low on a fastball at 91. CJ Kafis showed bunt and then pulled back. Well, Brian Padilla at short is playing closer to the second base bag as some dirt flies up into the air. That'll happen on a windy day. Gusts at 16 miles per hour. The second baseman Anderson playing equidistant between first and second. Runner at first, 2 away. Here's the 1-0 punch. Fastball just misses the zone outside at 92. Will Coger adjusts his jersey near his right shoulder and now puts his back foot on the first base side of the rubber. His front foot is diagonal facing the first base dugout. Now set at the letters. Coger the third, the 2-0 pitch. Fastball, Kafis shows bunt, dribbler off to the left side, foul. Well, for CJ Kafis, in 4 games against Wareham this season, a .286 hitter. So a little under his actual season average, but he has 4 hits against the Gatemen. In those all-white jerseys, pinstripes on the top and the bottom, maroon lettering. That's a Cotuit on the front, as well as the number on the back. Kafis rocking number 8 in black trim. The 2-1 is thrown over to first. It gets by the glove of Graham. Ketchup escapes to second. He's thinking over to third. He's going to slide in and go first to third on the error by the pitcher, Will Coger the third. I don't think Carter Graham saw it coming. Coger tried to phase Caleb Ketchup over at first and maybe catch him stealing, but instead a skipper past the right foot of Carter Graham, went all the way to the fencing, and Caleb Ketchup goes first to third.
Now this is the second mistake total today, one by a Cotuit pitcher, one here by a Gateman one, where they're just focusing on the base runner too much and not worrying about the hitter at the plate. A balk by Swilling earlier back in the first inning, and then an error on the throw.
And instead of throwing the pitch toward home, Coger the third will take a step off the rubber and again look at Ketchup over at third. Fortunately for Coger, Caleb Ketchup is now in his eye line as the right-handed pitcher is staring over to third. Out of the stretch, the 2-1. Off speed, low. Change up at 79. 3-1. Well, CJ Kafis this season has 13 RBI. The runner at third representing the tying run with the Gatemen up 2-1 in the bottom of the second. There are 2 away though, with Cam Meyer over at third playing in. Coger the 3-1. Fastball lifted to deep right center field. Diodati tracks right, it falls right in front of him, and this game is tied up. Caleb Ketchup stomps on home, and it's 2-2 off an RBI single off the bat of CJ Kafis.
Yeah, Koger was just focusing way too much on the base runner, made the mistake, which advanced him into scoring position just 90 feet away, and he's been having really struggled. That's his 7th hit of the ball game, and now all tied up.
That brings up Tommy Troy, one of the most dangerous hitters on the Cape. 4th in batting average amongst qualified players at .317. Well, you got to focus on him. With 2 away, the pitch. Off speed, sent down the line and fair. Base hit for Tommy Troy. CJ Kapis heading to third. The throw from left field won't be in time. Tommy Troy with a double, his 2nd base hit of the day. And runners are at 2nd and 3rd with 2 away in a 2-2 ball game here on the bottom of the 2nd. And with 2 down here in the 2nd inning, Will Koger III is starting to show his true colors.
If I'm Eddie Marco, I would be taking him out and visit right here. Oh, and he is. Just to try to settle down Will Koger. Obviously, he's been hit around. The best case scenario for the Gatemen, though, they've been up 8 hits, but only 2 runs.
Wow, and all of them were singles up to that double by Tommy Troy. So 7 singles and 1 double. Eddie Marco, the pitching coach for the Gatemen, takes his time on the bump to talk it over with Will Koger III. Carter Graham, the first baseman, joins them, and Ryan Campos does the same, no longer behind the dish. He has his face mask now on the top of his helmet as he pats the side of Will Koger III. Eddie Marco heads back to the dugout. Carter Graham retakes his post over at first. And Alex, here in the 2nd, where has Will Koger III really struggled?
Well, he's just left pitches right over the plate. I think he has good stuff today, but they're just getting hit. His line drives. Obviously not. I mean, there's only been 1 extra base hit today. That was just hit by Tommy Troy.
And it's all based on location, too. That one was laced down the left field line, and it was just out of position of Will Rogers over there in left, which allowed Tommy Troy to get to 2nd. Now the 2-out pitch up coming to Calvin Harris. The lefty escapes the 5-hole of Ryan Campos. CJ Kapis comes in to score. Tommy Troy thinks again about coming home and advances over to 3rd. And the Cotuit Kettleers have a 3-2 lead. What looked like a promising start to the 2nd. A double play to put 2 outs up on the scoreboard out there in deep left center field. Now 3 straight base hits for Cotuit, and a wild pitch brings another run home.
Now Koger over 40 pitches in the 2nd inning. I would imagine there's some movement in the Gateman pen, which is obstructed from our point of view.
Gateman pen is beyond the fencing out there in deep right, near the foul pole. With 2 away, the lefty Calvin Harris, and a 1-0 count. Here's the pitch. A fastball in the inside corner, 1-1. Well, Koger III still sitting around 91 miles per hour on that fastball. The precision hasn't been there. Tommy Troy over at 3rd. The 2nd time he's been on 3rd base this game. We're only in the bottom of the 2nd. Set at the letters, the 1-1. Change up at 78, and it got the outside corner. Count 1-2. Cam Myers still playing off of 3rd, not holding Troy there. The rest of the defense is set standard for Calvin Harris, who had a single back in the 1st. Righty on lefty. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Off-speed swing and a miss. Well, Koger needed that one. With 2 away in the 2nd, Cotuit scratches across 3 hits and 2 more runs to retake the lead. It's 3-2 Cotuit as we head to the top of the 3rd in a brand new ball game. Carson Swilling back out on the mound for his 3rd inning of work when we return on the Gateman Radio Network.
Want your daily dose of news? Lucky for you, Wareham, Sipicon, and now Dartmouth Week has you covered. Whether you live in Wareham or in the surrounding areas, you can count on up-to-date news on sports, schools, and even the fine arts, courtesy of the partnership between Wareham, Sipicon, and Dartmouth Week. Head to theweektoday.com and search Wareham, Sipicon, or Dartmouth for more.
Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. Please remember to recycle your empty bottles, cans, and all other recyclable materials. It only takes 6 recycled plastic bottles to make a new baseball cap.
We're in the top of the third. Back and forth we go. The Wareham Gatemen are trailing the Cotuit Kettleers 3-2 after Wareham took a short advantage in the top of the second, up 2-1. Cotuit responded with 2 outs, 3 hits to put them up 3-2. A wild pitch also allowed Cotuit to take the lead. Now it's Carson Swilling's turn to work with a cushion, up 3-2. Swilling, the righty out of Auburn. It'll be the heart of the order for the Gatemen, 2-3-4, Campos, Rogers, Diodati. Campos, in his all-black bat, hovers it over his back shoulder. First pitch, a changeup that misses the zone upstairs at 77. And for Carson Swilling, it's been quite the interesting game. A scoreless first pitch from him, gave up 2 in the second, but his team still has the lead. Here's the 1-0. Another changeup that finds the top half of the zone at 79, count 1-1. And for Ryan Campos, he has 1 of 2 hits on the day for the Wareham Gatemen, who trail 3-2 here in the top of the third. 1-1 delivery is another changeup at 80, fouled back to the backstop. Green fencing ranging from dugout to dugout on the third base side as well as down the first base line. 81 degrees here in Cotuit, Massachusetts. The forest of trees ranging from foul pole to foul pole. 1-2 pitch. 77-mile-per-hour changeup outside. Also, Carson Swilling has gone solely changeups to Ryan Campos. And now the count even 2-2. Swilling likes the sign. Here's the pitch. Fastball there, slow roller to the right side, under the glove of Harlan. Ryan Campos safe at first, and he'll retreat back to the bag as the right fielder Eddie Park approached the ball before Campos was even over a third of the way to second. Right under the glove of the second baseman Trotter Harlan. He approached it well, and now Mike Roberts will head out of his third base dugout and waltz out to the mound. And oddly enough, with the Gatemen only trailing 3-2 and Carson Swilling only giving up 2 hits, this might be the end of his day.
And we've seen interesting mound visits all summer long by Mike Roberts. He likes to do different things, and he's always thinking from the dugout.
So Carson Swilling allows just 2 hits, as that was scored an error on Trotter Harlan. 2 runs on a set 2-run blast off the bat of Carter Graham, and his day is done. The former bullpen arm turned starter is done after 2 innings of work. And we'll tell you who the new pitcher for Cotuit is on the other side when we return on the Gateman Radio Network.
If you or a family member have been hurt at work, don't wait for the insurance company to discontinue your benefits or deny you medical treatment. Get an experienced workers' compensation attorney now before it's too late. The lawyers at Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally, LLP, have been practicing workers' compensation law for many years and are experts in the field of workers' compensation law. Having the advantage of retaining an attorney early on may make all the difference in your case. Know your rights. Be prepared and contact Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally, LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham and 2318 Acushnet Avenue in New Bedford. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website www.rkm-law.com.
You got a pitching change here in the top of the third inning. 3-2 Cotuit. New pitcher on the mound is Will Jacobson out of Harvard University, making his 11th appearance on the summer. Has a .313 earned run average, 18 strikeouts to 8 walks, getting up 15 hits. Coming into a big spot here to pick up right where Carson Swilling left off.
So Swilling's day is done. We'll give you his final line after this inning concludes. He's still responsible for Ryan Campos over at first. And for Will Jacobson, a 2-0 record to his credit, 20 innings under his belt. I'm not going to say I expected Carson Swilling to be done after 2, but for a guy that was a bullpen arm for his first 4 appearances, not much of a surprise. He only went 2 innings in his first start of the season against YD a week ago. So Will Jacobson's the new pitcher out of Harvard. It'll be Will Rogers at the dish with Owen Diodati in the on-deck circle. Ryan Campos over at first, reached on an error by the second baseman Harlan. Here, righty on righty. Jacobson out of the stretch. First pitch. A changeup at 79, got that inside corner upstairs. Now we've seen a hefty amount of changeups from this Cotuit pitching staff.
Sure, they witnessed just a lot of base hits off fastballs last night, trying to change up the game plan. So much easier to create just a game plan when you face a team back-to-back.
Cotuit lost to Wareham 6-2 yesterday, in which the Cats only recorded 5 hits. They already have 8 today, and the lead 3-2 here in the third. Jacobson readies the 0-1. Another changeup upstairs, pops in the glove of the catcher Loma Vida. The count's 1-1. Well, for Will Rogers today, a ground out to the shortstop Tommy Troy back in the first.
Sounds like there's an ABBA concert behind us.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Fastball inside as Will Rogers scoots back out of the way in the count 2-1. And there's fans both to our right and left, and even behind us. We're behind the fencing closer to home plate on the first base side. There's plenty of fans in lawn chairs here on the brick floor. Jacobson set at the neck, the 2-1 pitch. Off speed, misses the zone, 3-1. And I already mentioned, packed house. A plethora of fans above the third base dugout as well as on the first base side. Lawn chairs span all the way down the right field line as well as the left field line. Beautiful part about Lowell Park as well. Fans can sit in the outfield too. The 3-1 pitch, fastball chopped back foul. A plentiful amount of colors in the bleachers on both sides. Different color hats, his shirts, and the attire is different from everyone here in Cotuit. On a really hot day, most people are wearing shorts, some electing to go with pants. Runner at first, no outs. Payoff pitch, fastball waved on and missed. Strikeout for Will Jacobson, just entered this ball game. And he picks up strikeout number 19 on the summer.
It's the second time this Cotuit pitching staff has struck out a Gateman hitter today, and obviously not too many swing and miss stuff. Jacobson coming out of the pen and getting a crucial first out.
It gives way to Owen Diodati, who was intentionally walked back in the first. He'd be stranded on the bases. With 1 away and 1 on, the pitch. Fastball called a strike on the inner half at 92. Will Jacobson working solely with that strikeout and changeup combo. I just heard some Michael Jackson behind us too. Everyone on their phones, on YouTube playing some music. 0-1 pitch. Off speed at 79, outside and low. Top of the third, Cotuit up 3-2. Jacobson throws over to first to check on Campos. Ryan Campos led off this third against the starting pitcher Carson Swilling. He reached on an error, which Mike Roberts then put the hook on Swilling, took him out of the ball game. Now Will Jacobson, the righties on the mound. Righty on lefty. Here's the 1-1. Off speed, sent to deep right center field. Park moves in, he'll make the grab, and there's 2 away.
Diodati just lofts it into right field, trying to just do something down in the count. But Park made a great grab for the second out.
So now it's the turn of Cam Meyer. Digs into the righty batter's box with the high knee socks. The gray pants for the Wareham Gateman with the black stripe down the side. and the specialty Red Shirt Friday jerseys up top. Now with 2 away and 1 on, the pitch, off-speed high, changeup misses out of the zone. And for Cam Meyer, this is just his 4th game on the Cape. He had his Kodak moment earlier this week. The bases clearing triple that would put Wareham up on top 9-8 over the Whitecaps. That would end in a tie. 1-0. Changeup at 79 veers out of the zone. The count 2-0. Cam Meyer has 2 of his 3 hits against these Cotuit Kettleers. Multi-hit performance yesterday. Jacobson out of the stretch. 2-0 fastball splits the plate at 92, 2-1. Cam Meyer ended the first with a fly out to the right fielder, Eddie Park. Ryan Campos short lead off of first. Defense set standard for the Kets. The 2-1 fire. Fastball just missed outside. Caleb Lomavita hopped up out of his stance to check on Campos over at first. No throw needed, but Campos dirties up his jersey once again, slides in hands first. Old Jacobson, with his glove rested near his left armpit, now meets it with the ball near his chin. He kicks, steals the 3-1. It's a fastball sliced out of play to the right side. Souvenir for a fan.
The biggest difference between these two teams today, Cam, is both pitchers have been getting behind in the count, but it was Will Koger that either in a 3-1 or 2-1 pitch, they've been getting the base hits, the Cotuit team, but the Gatemen just ahead in the count, but can't get the hit.
The full count delivery is a fastball that's drilled to deep right field. Park moves back and camps under it, makes the grab. And the Gatemen strand 1 on, no hits and no errors in the top of the 3rd. We're through 2.5. The Cotuit Kettleers lead the Wareham Gatemen 3-2. We'll be back for more Wareham Gatemen baseball when we return on the Gatemen Radio Network.
Reed Custom Soils is New England's leading provider of lightweight planting soil for green roof installations and is the exclusive New England supplier of stabilized stone dust. Reed Custom Soils services over 300 golf courses and provides unique blends to fit your needs, all by experienced precision blenders. To learn more about how Reed Custom Soils can serve you, call toll-free 1-800-924-5335 or head to reedcustomsoils.com.
Continuing with our corporate sponsors, we also want to recognize and thank Franklin Sports, Cape Destinations, Sullivan Tire, Highline Cruises, Barnstable Bats, Sunderland Printing, Axis Bats, Cape Space, Christmas Tree Shops, UFOs, T-Mobile, Boston Better Business Bureau, Fairway Financial, Rogers Gray, and of course, thank you to Major League Baseball for over 50 years of support.
Will Koger III on the mound for his 3rd inning of work. The Cotuit Kettleers lead the Wareham Gatemen 3-2. A chance at revenge for Cotuit after falling to Wareham 6-2 at Spillane Field yesterday. This is the finale of this season series between the Kets and the Gatemen. Currently, Cotuit's won 3 of 5. So if the Gatemen win today, they even up the season series. They can also spoil some postseason seeding for the Cotuit Kettleers. Right now they're tied for 2nd in the East Division in the West Division with 3 games to go. If Cotuit loses and Bourne wins, well then Cotuit currently sits at 3rd in the West playoffs, and hey, they might not get home field advantage. For Koger, he's given up 3 runs on 8 hits. A Cotuit team that's looked red hot so far through 2 innings. Couple practice pitches down into the glove of Ryan Campos, and now we get this 3rd underway.
A little surprised to see Koger back out on the mound. We'll see how long the leash is on him.
Well, it is a player in Will Koger so far this season. He has gone 4 innings of work. That was in the start against Bourne last week. Usually goes 3 or 4. This is third full inning of work. It'll be Carter Trice to lead things off, the left fielder. First pitch, changeup at 76. Slices into the zone, count 0-1. So Trice, Park, Loma Vida. Both Trice and Park have base hits. The 0-1 pitch. Off speed, chopped off the foot of Trice. He's rocking the maroon high socks. Not quite up to his knees as he adjusts his full maroon batting gloves. Rocking the black helmet that has the Cotuit C on it. Righty on righty. Defense set standard. Wind blowing from infield to out. 0-2 pitch. Change up, swing and a miss. Will Koger's 4th strikeout of the night. There's one away here in the 3rd.
And Koger looked back to himself in that at-bat against Carter Trice. Got ahead 0-2. Just buried the changeup in the dirt. I got him swinging to get his 4th strikeout of the night.
That ties the second most amount of strikeouts Koger has had in a single game with 4. That's a righty on lefty with Eddie Park digging into the lefty batter's box. The 1-out pitch. Fastball lifted into foul ground. Meyer gives chase from 3rd, but he had no chance at it. He got his sweat in as the ball rolls near the full green fencing that is about 5 to 6 feet high down the left field line. Meyer retakes his post over at 3rd. Brian Padilla at short is playing closer to the second base bag. Here's the 0-1. Fastball skipped in the dirt near the feet of Park. Eddie Park, the Stanford Cardinal, the junior, standing at 6'1", weighing 188, and a single back in the first. One of 8 hits for the Kets. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. Koger likes the sign, gives it a nod, turns, deals. 1-1 inside, elicits a slight turn from Eddie Park. 2-1. Well, for Eddie Park, had a 2-hit day in yesterday's loss to Wareham. 2 of 5 hits for the Kets. Right now he is 1 of 8 hits for Cotuit. 2-1 pitch. Changeup dropped in there for a strike on the inside corner. 2-2. Oh, Alex, Will Koger's working really well with that change.
Absolutely. He's rebounded so nicely in this inning, settled back down, and has looked like himself once again.
With 4 strikeouts in his back pocket, Koger a deep breath. The pitch. 2-2 swung on over to the second baseman Anderson. He gloves, throws over to first, and there's 2 down. So Will Koger III allowed 4 hits in the first, 4 in the second, but now he's retired 2 straight here in the 3rd. I don't think that Cotuit can fold in this frame, though, because the Gateman team that allowed 3 hits for Cotuit with 2 down in the second. It doesn't matter the situation, this Cotuit team is really stout. 2-out pitch is a fastball upstairs, fastest we've seen today out of Koger, 94 miles per hour to Caleb Loma Vida. Loma Vida, the catcher out of Cal. He struck out to end the first. Empty bases, the 1-out. Changeup, high chopper left side. The third baseman Meyer gloves waist high, tosses over to first in time. A 1-2-3 inning for Will Koger III, and that sends us to the 4th, with the Gatemen trailing the Kettleers 3-2. We'll be back for more Wareham Gatemen baseball on the other side for the top of the 4th on the Gatemen Radio Network.
Gateman Baseball is officially sponsored by Robertson's GMC, the truck professionals. Located just 2 miles away on Cranberry Highway, Robertson's GMC, we are professional grade, power like a pro.
Whether it's life insurance to safeguard your loved ones, an umbrella policy to protect your teen driver, or making sure your home is covered from storm damage, Rogers Gray is there to guide you. Insurance is more than just a box to check. Trust Rogers Gray, a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League.
The Gatemen would like to thank Wareham Country Market for helping to feed the Gatemen players and staff after games. They are located about a quarter of a mile from the field on Route 6, offering a convenience store, a Dunkin' Donuts, and a deli.
Need physical therapy? Select Physical Therapy works directly with you and your physician to create a plan of care that meets your goals and needs, with 6 locations on Cape Cod and more across the country. Select Physical Therapy is the official provider of athletic training for the Wareham Gatemen.
We're in the top of the 4th. The Cotuit Kettleers lead the Wareham Gatemen 3-2 here at Lowell Park. Final time the Gatemen will travel to Cotuit, Massachusetts. An 81-degree day with scattered clouds above, a packed house. No empty bleacher seats above the third or first base dugouts. There's a lot of lawn chairs out as well. I don't know where these people bought them, but wherever they did, that store must have made a lot of money, because there are a lot of people not just near the fencing right up to it, but even in their makeshift second rows 5 feet behind them. Everyone enjoying this beautiful day. Derek Fabian at the dish watches the first pitch and swings away an 80-mile-per-hour changeup off the fingertips of the Harvard righty Will Jacobson.
And if you live on the Cape Cam and you go to a lot of Cape Cod games, I'm sure someone has given you a lawn chair. This is where a lot of people buy lawn chairs but can't take them home with them.
Changeup again forces a swing and a miss from Fabian. The count 0-2. I mean, Alex, you're right, but at this point, I don't even have a lawn chair. That's an issue. I haven't immersed myself in Cape Cod culture yet. Righty on righty, Jacobson ahead of the count. The 0-2 pitch is a fastball heater, froze Derek Fabian. Second strikeout for Will Jacobson, and he treated Derek Fabian like a mannequin. There's one down. I mean, Derek Fabian might need a lawn chair after that one. We take a quick seat in the dugout. And it gives way to Carter Graham. A 2-run shot back in the second inning. Give the Gatemen their only 2 runs. First pitch, a slow looper to shallow center, base hit. So Carter Graham has 2 base hits on the day and now 2 multi-hit performances on the season.
He's been so fun to watch over the last few games. Obviously struggled as though just one of the most unluckiest hitters we've seen. He's hit so many lineouts and deep drives that well, right at guys, but over the last few games he's really broken out.
It's now 5 hits in his last 4 games. With 1 away, here comes Brian Padilla, righty on righty. 1-out pitch delivered high at 91 on the radar gun that rests on the top right corner of the scoreboard and deep left center. The wind's starting to gust a bit more from left to right. Jacobson, the 1-0 pitch, fastball outside. With his back foot on his black Nike cleats, resting on the first base side of the rubber. Murmurs around Lowell Park for a game in which Cotuit leads 3-2 in the 4th. Jacobson set at the neck. He's already in the stretch. Here's the pitch. 2-0. Fastball at 92 found the inner half. 2-1. Now for Brian Padilla, struck out looking in the second. Only strikeout to Carson Swilling's name, the starter for the Kettleers. Graham a short lead off of first. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Off speed in the dirt, 81-mile-per-hour changeup collects dust as it wallows over to the first base side. And now the dust has dispersed, and the count's 3-1. Jacobson kicks the 3-1 toss. Fastball chopped over his head. Tommy Troy grabs it, steps on second, and there's 1 away. 2 away here in the 4th inning. 1 away on that AB instead of a possible double play ball. So Tommy Troy jumped in the direction of Trotter Harlan, who was slowly approaching that ball, and Troy was actually pulled off the second base bag, so didn't have time to step on second and throw over to first. Either way, he got 1 out. Brian Padilla takes the spot of Carter Graham. Fielder's choice, a 6 unassisted. And with 2 away and the lefty Cameron Chick at the dish, a check on Brian Padilla over at first. Jacobson the pitch. Fastball inside, called strike one on a fastball that touched 91. Well, for Cam Chick, senior heading to Missouri in the fall after 4 years at Nebraska. The 0-1 home. Off speed at 80, missed outside the zone. Cam Chick started the season 0 for 9 with 8 strikeouts, but in yesterday's win over Cotuit went 2 for 4. 1 ball, 1 strike the count, 2 away, 1 on here in the fourth. The kick, the pitch. Fastball low, 2-1. And for Cam Chick, he was one of 3 players in yesterday's game for the Gatemen with multi-hit performances. Jacobson likes the sign. He nods, now tosses to first to check on Padilla, who scampers back to the back. Cotuit's implementing a shift, playing to the pull side of Chick on the right side of the infield. Tommy Troy is guarding over there at second. The 2-1 pitch. Fastball right on the outer half. Count 2-2.
Great pitch. Throws Chick up. Now 1 strike from getting out of this inning.
He's faced 7 batters. He's yet to give, or pardon me, he's given up 1 hit. 2-2. Change up at 77 low. Count full. Ready on lefty, Cam Chick with his red and white batter's gloves. On the end of his bat. Awaits the payoff. Fastball lifted over to the second baseman Trotter Harlan. Makes the catch on the run over to his right side, and that retires the side. A hit, no runs, and 1 left on base for the Wareham Gatemen. We head to the bottom of the fourth, but the Cats up 1 here on the Gatemen Radio Network.
Wareham House of Pizza has been serving Wareham and Marion for over 40 years with steak and cheese, pizza, and subs. Located in Shaw's Plaza, head on over for pickup or let them deliver to you. After the game, visit El Mariachi on Main Street for the best Mexican food in Wareham. The cantina provides a delicious late-night snack accompanied by fun cocktails.
One of the Gatemen's favorite places for their post-game meals is Cool Cone, where you can get anything from fried clams and fried chicken to an ice cream sundae, and then top it all off with a round of mini golf. Cool Cone, located on Route 6 on the Wareham-Marion line.
Looking for a turnkey rental experience on the Cape? Gibson Sotheby's International Realty has a dedicated team of rental professionals ready to provide homeowners and guests with exceptional service. For Cape Cod rentals, nothing compares. Each office is independently owned and operated. Sotheby's International Realty is a registered trademark.
We're in the bottom of the fourth. The Cotuit Kettleers lead 3-2. Well, Wareham is relying on Will Coger III. After a 1-2-3 third frame, he's back out for his 4th inning of work for just the 2nd time this season. He did so in last week's start against the Bourne Braves. He'll deal with the bottom of the order. Harlan, Bradfield Jr., and Ketchup. First pitch to Trotter Harlan is a curveball in there for a strike on the inner half. Well, for Trotter, Harlan had a single back in the 2nd, 1 of 8 hits for Cotuit. The third baseman Meyer is playing with his feet on the infield grass. 0-1. Goes with a changeup at 79 that flirted with the bottom of the zone. That's strike 2. Coger likes the sign. Out of the windup, the 0-2. Another changeup, slow chopper left side. Meyer backs up. Fields throws over to first on a bullet. And there's 1 away. And now Will Coger III, after giving up the 8th hit of his outing, has retired 5 straight.
Coger's gotten back to who he is on the mound, a ground ball pitcher with some swing and miss stuff in his arsenal. Like you said, Cam, he's hired 5 batters in a row Coger's really settled back down here.
As he resets on the third base side of the rubber. It deals to the lefty Enrique Bradfield. Curveball at 77, splits the outer half, count 0-1. For Bradfield Jr., grounded into a double play in the second. A second inning that allowed Cotuit to score 2 of their 3 runs. 0-1 changeup bounced off the foot of Bradfield. He limps off toward the third base line, now throws his bat in his protective gear that way, hobbles over to first. An off-speed pitch that got away from Coger, had a lot of movement on it, and it planted right on the top half of the foot of Bradfield Jr. That is front right foot.
It's unlucky on both sides.
And they have to watch out for Enrique Bradfield Jr. over at first. In 2 years at Vanderbilt, has 93 stolen bags. The righty Caleb Ketchup digs in. First pitch is a curveball in the dirt and inside near the feet of Ketchup. Had a single in the second. He advanced all the way to third on a throwing error by the pitcher, Will Coger, trying to pick him off at first. The defense set standard. Bradfield Jr. over at first with a short leadoff. Coger a deep breath. Out of the stretch, the 1-0 is waved off. Time called by Caleb Ketchup, says the home plate umpire Mickey Garcia. Unfortunately for Coger, he already threw the pitch. Well, he can shave 1 off the pitch count. This pitch number 60, but it's thrown over to first. Bradfield Jr. just got his extended right hand on the first base bag. Carter Graham, well, he tagged him while hopping over Bradfield Jr., but just not in time. Bradfield was a step towards second. He found a way to recover and head back to first. Still only 1 away. Again the throw, he got him that time! Goes over to first for the second straight time. Enrique Bradfield Jr. is caught a bit too anxious. He dived back to first. Graham applied the tag. And finally, that bullet technique of Will Coger III, lasering it over to first, turns out to be a positive. Now 2 away in the 4th.
That's a big out. Recorded by Coger.
The 1-0. Off speed to Ketchup. It dots that inside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. With 2 away in the bottom of the 4th. Cotuit up 3-2. Coger, a diagonal stance faced toward the first base line. Now the 1-1 is a fastball at 94, low and away. 2-1. Well, for Caleb Ketchup, he's 3 for 23 on the summer. But he does have a base hit today. The 2-1 pitch. Off speed near the hands and the white batting gloves of Ketchup. And now the count 3-1. Doesn't play a whole lot. Caleb Ketchup is in the 9 hole for Cotuit. Only his 9th game on the summer. Empty bases, 2 away. 3-1 pitch. Fastball low on the ground to the left side. Meyer scoops it off a hop, throws over to first, and that retires the side. Will Coger, for back-to-back offensive frames, faces the minimum. And we head to the top of the 5th, with Cotuit still leading Wareham 3-2 on the Gateman Radio Network.
What's up, Gateman fans? Looking for Wareham jerseys, shirts, and hats? You can find all of that and more online at gateman.org/shop. Visit to get all your Gateman gear today.
Catchers aren't the only ones protecting home. With Rogers Gray, you have more coastal homeowners insurance options and a true expertise in their people. Protect your home with Rogers Gray. Rogers Gray is a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Learn more at rogersgray.com.
Curry College is where you go to become anything you want. Curry prepares students to engage in successful careers with learning beyond the classroom. Explore undergraduate programs, including new majors in environmental science, sport and recreation management, graphic design, marketing, and computer science. Online at curry.edu.
We're in the top of the fifth. The Gatemen still trail by 1. Alongside Alex Feuz, I'm Cameron Ezeir here at Lowell Park in Cotuit, Massachusetts. Will Jacobson, who relieved the starting duties of Carson Swilling with no outs in the third, has now gone 2 innings of work. This his third full inning in those all-white Cotuit uniforms with maroon lettering on the front, maroon numbers on the back, and black trim. Very clean, but they can dirty up really easy. Will Jacobson on the bump already. A bit of dirt that's tinted on his pinstripe white pants. As he puts his back foot, his black Nike cleats, in the middle of the rubber. He'll deal to the top of the order. Max Anderson leading things off. First pitch is a fastball. It's hooked out of play to the right side. The Gatemen had a hit in the first, a 2-run home run in the second. They also had a single in the fourth. Represented their 3 hits, 2 runs to show for it. The 0-1 to the righty Anderson is a fastball looped to shallow right field. It'll fall for a base hit. Max Anderson is now 1 shy of 50 hits on the summer, his 49th, but more importantly, that's the 4th hit of the day for the Gatemen, and they have a runner on with no outs here in the 5th.
Again, I said earlier, one of my favorite players to watch this summer, and he just continues to impress me every single day.
And he does it to all fields as well. A lot of the times he'll pull over to left field, but he's able to poke one off the end of his bat. A lot of the times he puts it on the ground, he finds the holes. Well, he found a gap there as Jacobson checks over at Anderson at first. You don't really have to worry about Max Anderson on the base paths, though. Only 1 for 2 on stolen base attempts. Righty on lefty, the 2-hole hitter Ryan Campos, who's reached both times. First pitch is a fastball low. Ryan Campos a single in the first, reached on an error by the second baseman Harlan in the third. The first time he's facing Will Jacobson, though. And just like that, Mike Roberts will spit a couple times, and I will hop over that third base line, head over to the bump. Well, there is some action by a lefty in the Cotuit bullpen out there in deep left field. Now with Mike Roberts, you often don't know. Sometimes he goes out on the mound and it's a wasting time technique in which there's no lights here at Lowell Park, and sometimes he'll give his pitcher enough time to get ready in the bullpen. Sometimes he just wants to have a word and, well, he'll take his time. This will be a pitching change as he calls to the bullpen, and we'll see a new pitcher, and it'll be a lefty. We'll tell you why that matters on the other side. With a runner at first and no outs here in the 5th. You're listening to Wareham Gateman Baseball on the Gateman Radio Network. We'll be back for more Gateman Baseball on the other side.
Red Shirt Fridays is a national program created to acknowledge, honor, and support our troops who put themselves in harm's way to defend our freedom. In support of this program, the Cape League teams will be wearing a specially designed red jersey every Friday. This week's special celebration of Red Shirt Friday is sponsored by Ezeir Hats, Massachusetts State Lottery, and OT Sports. Support our troops and join us by wearing red each Friday.
Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally, LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all of the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally, LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham and 2318 Acushnet Avenue in New Bedford. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website www.rkm-law.com.
Zach Chappell, the new pitcher out of the Cotuit pen, set to face Ryan Campos here in the top of the 5th inning with Max Anderson over at first, making his 7th appearance on the summer. Started 2 games. This is his 5th appearance out of the bullpen. 9 1/3 pitched, 5 strikeouts, 7 walks, 11 hits, and he has a 6.75 ERA.
And for the second time this game, Mike Roberts makes a change in which the arm out of the bullpen inherits a runner at first with no outs and a given inning. He did so back in the 3rd, in which Carson Swilling started off that inning on the bump. Ryan Campos reached on an error, and then Mike Roberts pulled the plug on Swilling. And it's the same thing with Will Jacobson. Instead, it's Max Anderson over at first. It'll be Ryan Campos at the dish, the lefty out of Arizona State. Zach Chappell on the mound. He talked a little bit about his statistics. He last pitched on the 27th of July, 4 days ago, against the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. An inning and 2/3, gave up a run, 3 hits, faced 7 batters, didn't record a strikeout or a walk. As the lefty takes off his all-blue hat to showcase his blonde hair, now places it back on his head, steps up on the bump, and we're back to baseball. The count is 1-0 to Ryan Campos. The runner at first, the gateman down 3-2. Lefty on lefty. The first pitch is a fastball on the hands, and now the count 2-0. That fastball will rest high 80s, sometimes top at 90. The 2-0 pitch. Fastball hit on the ground. Troy gloves. It's off his chest. He can't corral it. And an error on the shortstop, Tommy Troy, allows Ryan Campos to reach for the 3rd time today.
Now the gateman in business with nobody out. We're going to capitalize on a Cotuit mistake.
It's the best opportunity for Wareham because you have Will Rogers at the plate, who has 6 RBI in the last 5 games. Owen Diodati behind him, best batting average on this team. And Cam Meyer, who's currently in the dugout waiting for his opportunity with no outs here in the 5th, and he's broken out on the scene as of late. But we start with Will Rogers, the righty. The defense sets standard, although Harlan is holding off Max Anderson at second. First pitch is hit off the foot of Rogers. Well, it's gloved by the 3rd baseman Ketchup, who charged in the infield grass, but that was after it nicked off the front foot of Will Rogers. It's a foul ball, and the count 0-1. And oddly enough, for a pitch like that, the radar gun on the scoreboard in deep left center couldn't read it correctly, and it said 27 miles per hour, which would most likely be the speed of my fastball, which is why I'm here and not out on the field. But enough nagging on myself. We're back to baseball. Here in the 5th with the gateman down 1, but they have 2 on with no outs. Chappell, the 0-1, breaking ball upstairs. It tailed out of his hands and was going high all the way in the attic. The outfield in Trice, Bradfield, and Park from left to right is shifted to the opposite field. Bradfield, the center fielder, is playing toward the right center field gap. Runners at first and second, no outs. Chappell the pitch, fastball low, 2-1. Chappell working exclusively out of the stretch as he inherited a runner on. And Ryan Campos got on the base path for the 3rd time today on an error by the shortstop, Troy. Chappell rests the ball near his left tip, now meets ball to glove at the letters. The 2-1. Fastball chopped to the left side. Ketchup steps on 3rd, lasers over to 1st. He got him! What a conscious play by Caleb Ketchup over there at 3rd base. He was playing about 5 feet off the bag. He fielded off 2 hops, ran over to 3rd to get the force out there, and tossed it over to first to get Will Rogers. Now there's 2 out down with only 1 on for the Gatemen here in the 5th.
That's just great instinct by Ketchup. You can't teach that.
Owen Diodati, the lefty right fielder, digs into the batter's box. And they're going to intentionally walk him again. I don't know if Owen Diodati is the lefty version of Aaron Judge, but right now they're treating him like it. That's the second time that the Cotuit Cavaliers have intentionally walked Owen Diodati to bring up the righty Cam Meyer. Now Caleb Lomavita will go out to the mound to have a talk with Zach Chappell. Well, it's a Gateman team. Their batting average is 37 points lower against lefty pitchers than righties. Will Jacobson was a righty for the Cats, first arm out of the pen. He was replaced here in the 5th with no outs after Max Anderson reached on a single. They bring in a lefty, and maybe for them that is a technique. It's Mike Roberts. He slowly walks out to the mound to talk things over, and this might be the day for Zach Chappell. Well, we're in the 5th inning, and there's 2 away. Mike Roberts will make a call to the pen. We're going to see our 4th pitcher, and we haven't even exited the 5th. There's now 2 on with 2 away here in the top half of the 5th. We'll take a short break and tell you who the new pitcher is when we return to Lowell Park on the Gateman Radio Network.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be a long-standing supporter of the Cape Cod Baseball League and its contribution to the local economy as a treasured summer attraction. Cape Cod 5 is a community bank serving customers throughout Cape Cod, the islands, and southeastern Massachusetts. Founded in 1855, the bank's mission is to enrich the lives of those it serves while contributing to the health and vitality of its communities. Cape Cod 5 provides a full range of banking solutions, including personal and business banking, residential mortgages, investment management, and trust services. Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. We offer over 400 different beverage choices on Cape Cod to quench every thirst, and more than 150 of those are low or no calorie options.
Gibson Sotheby's International Realty is a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. List your home with Eastern Massachusetts' premier real estate firm. Don't just get it on the market, get it the attention it deserves. Each office is independently owned and operated. Sotheby's International Realty is a registered trademark.
With competitive pay, state-of-the-art facilities, and opportunities in service, sales, accounting, HR, marketing, IT, and more, a job at Milton Cat, the Northeast Caterpillar dealer, is more than a career choice. It's a choice career. Visit miltoncat.com/careers to join their growing team.
Well, new pitcher on the mound is Cam Shoki, making his 9th or 10th appearance on the summer. It's usually in a save situation, has 3 of them this summer, but with 16 innings pitched and 15 strikeouts, only 5 walks, and give him 13 hits. He has a 0.56 earned run average.
First pitch is an off speed that missed outside. Cam Schulke's been phenomenal this season. Ironically enough, he was supposed to play for the Wareham Gatemen, was cut before the season started. And he comes in with 2 away and 2 on here in the 5th. And pitching to Cam Meyer out of Georgetown. The 1-0 off speed in the dirt. Cam Schulke is a weird technique on the bump. Whether his pitches, whatever he throws, he'll change up his throwing motion. So a fastball will be your normal pitch, side throw, but a breaking ball like that one on the 2-0 that clipped the zone on the inside half, it'll be a submarine pitch. That one at 79.
It's all about deception. And Shoki does a phenomenal job at maneuvering that and changing it per the at-bat.
2-1 outside. As Shoki extends both of his arms and motions toward the ground to tell himself, settle down a bit. Runners at first and second with 2 away. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Off speed outside, Cam Meyer draws a 5-pitch walk, heads over to first. Now the base is juiced.
That's just a 6th walk given up by Shoki this summer.
He went all sliders as well. Righty on righty to Derek Fabian. Way to walk in the second. Strikeout in the 4th. First pitch goes off speed, missed near the feet of Fabian. A rising sophomore out of Florida. He blows a bubble and now steps back into the righty batter's box with his light blue dipped bat on the top half. Bases loaded, 2 away. 1-0. Off speed low. Well, we've seen 7 pitches out of the fingertips of Cam Schuelke, all in that submarine motion, all off speed. The Gatemen trailing 3-2. They have the game tying run at third, go ahead run at second. Schuelke set on the bump. 2-0. Off speed. Oh, just misses outside. Now the count 3-0.
Only one time out of the pen this summer, he's walked more than one batter, and that was against Bourne. He walked 3. That was a start from him, not out of the bullpen.
The 3-0 delivery. Off speed, nicked the outside corner. 3-1. He'll need to throw another strike here, but you have to be careful with Derek Fabian, who's on a 7-game hit streak. With 2 away, the 3-1 home. Off speed, lifted out to right, out of play. Now the count full. Runners will be off as much as they can be with 2 away here in the 5th. It's Ryan Campos over at third. Owen Diodati at second. Cam Meyer at first. They've all reached on plays that weren't even hits. Campos on an error, an intentional walk to Diodati, and an actual walk to Meyer. Here we go. The 5th inning. Payoff pitch. Slider, swing and a miss. The Cam Schuelke struggled to open up his outing. He walked Cam Meyer, but then fought back behind 3-0 and delivered 3 strikes down the middle. The third waved by Fabian. And the second time today, Derek Fabian has gone down by way of the K. The Wareham Gatemen strand the bases loaded. 1 hit, no runs, and 3 left on. As we head to the bottom of the 5th, the Cotuit Cavaliers still leading 3-2 on the Gateman Radio Network.
Beat the heat and join us at Waterways, a water experience unlike any other this side of the bridge. Open daily, head over to the water park on Route 28, the Cranberry Highway.
With competitive pay, state-of-the-art facilities, and opportunities in service, sales, accounting, HR, marketing, IT, and more, a job at Milton Cat, the Northeast Caterpillar dealer, is more than a career choice. It's a choice career. Visit miltoncat.com/careers to join their growing team.
The Wareham Gatemen would like to thank Franklin Sports for their sponsorship of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Franklin is yet again proud to be the official batting glove of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Throughout the summer, all 10 Cape League teams are wearing their own custom team batting gloves, courtesy of Franklin Sports. Cape Cod to the major leagues. Only the best hitters in baseball wear Franklin gloves.
We're in the bottom of the 5th. The Cotuit Cavaliers lead the Wareham Gatemen 3-2. The third to final game of the regular season. The Cats got a run in the first, 2 in the second. Wareham a 2-run shot, courtesy of Carter Graham in the top of the second. So we've had 2.5 innings of scoreless baseball prior to all the runs being scored through 2 frames. With Alex Feuz, I'm Cameron Ezeir. We're in the bottom of the fifth. Will Koger on the mound for his fifth inning of work. Now, if he records one out, that'll be his season high in innings pitched, but he'll have to do so against the top of the order. C.J. Capus, Tommy Troy, Calvin Harris, who have 4 of the 8 hits for the Kettleers today. C.J. Capus struck out in the first. That was one of 4 strikeout victims for Will Koger, but then Capus singled and scored in the second. Also had an RBI. Righty on lefty, C.J. Capus out of Miami, the 5'11 lefty. Koger out of the windup. He turns, deals the pitch. Fastball lifted, it's slicing to foul ground. Meyer, the third baseman, gives chase, and it will fall between him and the ranging Brian Padilla over at short. A long first strike for C.J. Capus, the lefty. This past spring with the Hurricanes, 60 games, a .366 average. And for a player that's uber patient at the plate, 36 strikeouts to 38 walks. So far this season, has 12 walks to his name, but has struck out 17 times. Capus with the protective gear near his right ankle. Front foot in the batter's box. Here's the 0-1. Off speed that got away from Koger, missed high and away. And for C.J. Capus on that protective gear, that's covered in those green and orange Miami colors, it says Canes on the back. Defense set standard, shadow starting to peer over to the left side. 1-1, fastball inside. 2-1, 89 mile per hour fastball. As we noted earlier in the game, the velocity starting to drop on the fastball of Will Koger, and not the slowest fastball he's thrown today. He usually tops around 94. Koger peers right over his glove. That's black and red in color. Out of the windup, the 2-1. Fastball cranked to right field down the line. Diodati moves over, makes the grab, and there's 2 away. Or pardon me, 1 away here in the 5th. Will Koger III has retired 8 straight.
And the main reason for that, he's just been able to getting great at-bats and working ahead of batters, and it's been the pitch count that's been so crucial as of late for Will Koger.
And with 1 away, it brings up Tommy Troy, 2 for 2 on the day. Fastball, slow roller, left side and through. Brian Padilla didn't even give it a look. Tommy Troy with a base hit, his 3rd of the day. Troy is 3 for 3 against his former team. A single in the first, double in the second, another single here in the 5th. The Cats are up to 9 hits. And now Harvey Shapiro will exit the dugout. Will Koger went 4 1/3, officially his longest outing on the summer. But now Harvey Shapiro waltzing out to the bump, outstretches his right arm, points to the bullpen out there in deep right, and that'll make a change. With 1 away here in the 5th, Cotuit up 3-2. They have a runner on and Tommy Troy with 1 away. And a new arm in. We'll tell you who that is on the other side when we return on the Gateman Radio Network.
Each and every game here at Spillane Field is made possible by our sponsors. Let's take a moment to recognize Gateway Tavern, Coastal Orthodontics, Fairway Financial, Joanne Stevenson, Sullivan Wine and Spirits, Deb Levesque Massage Therapy, the Law Office of Mark Deshays, Office Technology Group, J&M Baseball Academy, South Coast Health, Minkle Boys Catering, 80 Makepeace, Reed Custom Soils, Soft as a Grape, Bay Motor Inn, Point Sign, Wareham, Sipicon and Dartmouth Week, Cranberry Self Storage, Village Signs, the Law Office of Lang, Exaferris and Bullard, Reedy, Kiernan and McNally LLP, Robertson's GMC, Effie's Homemade, Wareham Country Market, the Wareham House of Pizza, Robbery's Tree Service, Patty Wild, Onset Bay Association, Select PT, El Mariachi, Water Whiz, and Cool Cone. Thank you once again to our sponsors of your Wareham Gateman.
Oh, new pitcher on the mound is Billy Rozakis, making his first appearance for the Gatemen this summer. Just joined the team 2 days ago. Tommy Troy over at first. One down here in the 5th inning out of Siena College. Just finished up his freshman season. Appeared in the rotation and out of the pen at times for the Siena Saints. And a big spot right here in just a one-run ball game.
14 appearances, 10 starts. You mentioned filtered in between starting and coming out of the pen for Siena. An ERA just under 10. A big reason why is he did appear 14 times, and he's just a freshman, a guy that's getting some collegiate ball under his belt. 38 and 2/3 innings of work as well, striking out 27 batters this past spring. Now the lefty inherits a runner at first in Tommy Troy. Gives way to Calvin Harris, the designated hitter, who's 1 for 2 on the day. Lefty on lefty. Rozakis, the pitch. 1 out, bounces off the chest of Campos, rolls down the first base side. Tommy Troy advances to second. That's not the start you want if you're the Gatemen. You put a runner in scoring position with 1 away here in the 5th.
Main reason why Harvey Shapiro went to Rozakis in this situation, obviously a lefty, to come in and face a lefty, kind of going off of what Mike Roberts did. A lot of maneuvering within his bullpen. He made 2 pitching changes in the top of this inning.
Rozakis, the 1-0. Troy goes. It's fouled off the front foot of Calvin Harris. Tommy Troy just took a lot of dust in his mouth. There's still a cloud of dust that's dispersing down the third base line. Is actually heading in the direction of the third base coach, Mike Roberts, as Troy scampers back to second. With 1 away here in the 5th, the count 1-1. Cotuit leads 3-2. The Gatemen 2 runs on 5 hits, 1 error. Cotuit 3 runs on 9 hits and 1 error as well. Rozakis out of the stretch, the 1-1. Breaking ball low and away, 2-1.
Rozakis pitched in the Valley League this summer with Strasburg. They made it to the playoffs, but were eliminated. Rich Shapiro picked them up, helped join this team on the back end of this season.
2-1, fastball, uncorked to shallow center. Brian Padilla defers to the second baseman Max Anderson, who makes the catch right on the outfield grass. There's 2 away. Just off the bottom of the bat of Calvin Harris. And there's 2 down for Carter Trice, the cleanup left fielder out of NC State. Spent some time at Old Dominion, garnered a lot of national honors. Second team All-American in 2021 for Carter Trice. In 2022 was second team All-Conference. Now he's on the Cape, batting .240. Today he's 1 for 2 with an RBI. And a little cat and mouse game between Mike Roberts and Harvey Shapiro, as Shapiro intentionally walks Carter Trice. First time this season we've seen the field manager for the Gatemen give someone a free pass. I mean, these are 2 really experienced managers, both over 400 wins in their field managerial careers, and now they're just going back and forth.
Yeah, Harvey Shapiro really wants this lefty-lefty matchup here, hopefully to get out of this inning.
Eddie Park, the right fielder out of Stanford. No easy task. Lefty on lefty, 2 on, 2 away. The kick, the pitch. Fastball, flirts with the bottom half of the zone. Good pitch by Rozakis. The Warriors more about movement as well as location rather than his velocity. A fastball that sat around 86.
Command over control from Rozakis.
Slight bend of the knee set at the chin. Stares off at second, the 0-1. Breaking ball reached on and missed. 73-mile-per-hour breaker that fooled Eddie Park, and the count 0-2. As the player in Eddie Park plays for Stanford, they made it all the way to Omaha, and Park batted .576 in the Super Regionals. He's a dangerous bat. And with 2 on and 2 away and Cotuit up 1, Rozakis a tall task here. The pitch, breaking ball in the dirt, count 1-2.
Tried to see if Park could chase on that one, held up. Rozakis still ahead, 1-2.
Rozakis worked high on a breaking ball, and it got Park to reach. Instead went low on the next one. Park held up. We'll see what he does here. Padilla holding Troy off a second. 1-2. Fastball slow dribbler off the foot of Park. See, one hops over to the first base dugout, halfway toward that Wareham Gateman dugout. Now we'll circle around the first base line. Hit him in the right foot. Was heavily favoring that left foot. Now takes a deep breath after a long trot, probably halfway to the first base bag. He now digs into the lefty batter's box with his back foot, taps home plate twice with his full beige bat. Well, there's a little black tint on the knob. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. 2 away and 2 on. Razakis the pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt, collects dust under the padding of Ryan Campos. The count 2-2. This 5th inning has seen 2 different pitchers. Will Koger III led it off by forcing a fly out from Kafis. Gave up a single to Tommy Troy. Razakis came in, forced a pop out, and then an intentional walk to Carter Trice. Now dealing with Eddie Park. The 2-2 pitch. Fastball, slow chopper right side. Anderson, the second baseman, scoops it up. Lasers to first, got him in time. Oh, a good season debut for Billy Razakis. We'll see if we see him in the 6th inning. But he does his job and strands 2 on the base paths as we enter the top half of the 6th. The Cotuit Cavaliers still leading 3-2 on the Gateman Radio Network.
T-Mobile is proud to sponsor the Cape Cod Baseball League. T-Mobile is committed to serve those who serve, and that's why they go above and beyond for our active duty military, veterans, and first responders. Visit your neighborhood T-Mobile store or T-Mobile.com to learn more.
As a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League, the Mass State Lottery is celebrating the games we love playing, from the baseball diamond to the many lottery games that help support all 351 cities and towns across the Commonwealth. So here's to 50 years of winning and 50 more.
Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod Coca-Cola has been proudly refreshing the community for over 30 years, and we're honored to support the CCBL and many other wonderful organizations on the Cape.
Cam Scholke, the 3rd arm out of the pen for the Cotuit Cavaliers, is on the mound after relieving Zach Chappell in the 5th. We're on the top of the 6th. Cotuit leads Wareham 3-2. With Alex Feuz, I'm Cameron Ezeir. Scholke in odd motion on his pitches. If it's an off speed, we'll have that submarine throw. A fastball, which he's yet to throw today, it's your normal throwing motion over your shoulder. It'll be Carter Graham first up at the bottom of the order. Off speed at 80, just misses low. Elicits a nod from Carter Graham. He likes that he held up. Cam Scholke, in his 10th appearance on the summer, has a 3-0 record and a sub-1 ERA. 1-0 pitch. Off speed, connected, lifted in the infield. Troy calls everyone off at short, backpedals a bit, makes the grab with his heels on the outfield grass, and there's 1 away.
With so many pitching changes, this is now the 4th different pitcher that this Gateman offense have seen. It is so hard for a hitter to just go up there and change your scouting report every single time, especially between so many different type of pitchers on the mound. Obviously a submarine pitcher in Scholke.
1 out off speed, connects on the outside corner. Actually just missed a bit. That's ball 1 to Brian Padilla. Here's the pitch. Padilla swings, it stays in the infield skies. Capus moves him from first, he makes the grab. About halfway between first and home, Cam Scholke was off the mound. He wanted to make that grab and put his hand on his hips, kind of looked at CJ Capus and said, "Really? I think that was my ball." Well, Capus made the grab anyway, and there's 2 down. Gives way to Cameron Chick, who's 0 for 2 on the day. Chick, the 9-hole hitter, grounded out in the 2nd. He popped up to the second baseman Harlan back in the 4th. First pitch, dribbled over to the second baseman Harlan. He gloves, throws over to first. Really quick inning for Cam Scholke. Well, all he needs is 5 pitches to retire the side, and we head to the bottom of the 6th. Cotuit still up 3-2 on the Gateman Radio Network.
Milton Cat is proud to support the Cape Cod Baseball League. From paving and landscaping to recreational boating and facility management, Milton Cat has the right equipment, parts, service, and technology to keep you working. Visit miltoncat.com to learn more.
Wherever you call home, from Boston to the South Shore to the South Coast to the Cape and Islands, Rogers Gray has you covered for all coastal homeowners insurance needs. Rogers Gray is a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Learn more at rogersgray.com.
Local craft beer, great food, games, outdoor beer garden, and live music. That's all at Stone Path Malt. Better malt, better beer. Conveniently located across from Wareham Crossing in the West Wareham Industrial Park. Check them out.
We've entered the bottom of the 6th. It's been the same score since the end of the 2nd. It's 3-2 Cotuit. Alongside Alex Feuz, I'm Cameron Ezeir. Billy Razakis in his season debut. Well, he pitched a really good end of the 5th. Didn't allow a run, didn't allow a hit either, and he stranded 2 on the base paths. Now he deals with 6, 7, 8 in the order, starting with Caleb Lomavita. Delivers a fastball that just misses the zone outside. So for Billy Razakis, who played in the Valley League, like you mentioned earlier this game, he chooses to play more summer ball coming to the Cape. 1-0. Fastball collects dust. I admire players like these, where their previous league ends and they choose to continue to play. You got to get ready for fall ball, and they like the reps, like the activity. Lefty on righty. Out of the windup. 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Off speed low. And Caleb Lomavita went fishing. A player in Lomavita who's 0 for 2 on the day. The 2-1. Swinging a ground ball over to the left side. Padilla gloves from short. Throws over to first. Got him in time. There's one away.
Obviously, you play college baseball. You always hope you get the call to come to the Cape. I don't think anyone turns that down an opportunity.
Even when Razakis knew, okay, I'm coming with 4 or 5 games left in the season, might only see 1 appearance. But you play on the Cape, that's forever ingrained in your resume. And now it's the righty Trotter Harlan, the second baseman. First pitch is off speed in the dirt, bounces right on home plate and into the glove of Campos. Ball 1. Trotter Harlan out of the College of Charleston. 1-0. Fastball swinging a ground ball over to the left side again. Padilla gloves at the waist, throws over to first. Deja vu for Brian Padilla, and there's 2 away in the 6th.
I think Razakis knew how to attack Trotter Harlan, pitch against the College of Charleston this past spring for Sienna. A little familiar face in his first appearance on the Cape.
And if you axe that intentional walk, and Billy Razakis has entered this game and he's retired 4 straight. The 2-out pitch off speed in the dirt to Enrique Bradfield Jr. I also find it cool that a player out of Siena College that is playing up in the MAC is now pitching against a player Enrique Bradfield Jr. that's out of Vanderbilt. 1-0 fastball low. And why I mention that is there's probably not a scenario in which Billy Razakis will ever face the Vandy boys. But today he gets that opportunity. 2-0 pitch. Fastball, swinging a ground ball over to the right side, off the glove of Anderson, the second baseman. Bradfield Jr. rounds first, thinks against going to second, heads back to the first base bag. Max Anderson unable to corral it. That's a hit, and the 10th of the game for the Cats.
Obviously, Razakis, a ground ball pitcher, got the ground ball there. It was going to be a tough play as Anderson was playing a little closer to the first base bag, so had to make a long range over the second base bag. Couldn't get there in time, but did get a little piece of glove on it.
For a player in Max Anderson that has played at third, second, and first, unable to glove it over at second. Razakis checks on Bradfield Jr. over at first. Enrique Bradfield Jr. He has more stolen bases in 2 years at Vanderbilt than he does strikeouts. So Rozakis will throw it over to first. Good pick from Carter Graham off a one hopper. If it gets by the glove of Carter Graham, well, then Enrique Bradfield Jr. has a chance to go from first to third. Instead, just a short lead off of first. 2-out fastball is low in the dirt to Caleb Ketchup, who's 1 for 2 on the day.
Now, the Siena Saints have played Vanderbilt before. Actually, Tim Corbin and Coach Rossi, the head coach at Siena, are really close, but they haven't played each other in about 5 years.
There you go. Lefty on righty. Rozakis out of the stretch. 1-0, lined up the middle, base hit. Second of the day for Caleb Ketchup. You flip to the top of the order, and here comes the dangerous C.J. Kafis with 2 on and 2 away. The Ketchup 1 here in the bottom of the 6th.
You get the ground ball by Bradfield that could have been out number 3 to end the inning. Didn't get there in time, and just a line drive base hit right at the end of the bat. Now they gave him a little bit of a trouble here.
Lefty on lefty. C.J. Kafis, the sophomore out of Miami. He's 1 for 3 on the day. Had an RBI single in the second. Rozakis the pitch. 89-mile-per-hour fastball misses upstairs. Count 1-0. Well, after retiring 4, if you axe the intentional walk, Rozakis has allowed 2 singles. He readies at the chin. The 1-0 pitch. Fastball near the feet of Kafis, 2-0.
It's exactly what got Will Koger in a bit of a trouble earlier in this game. Just fell behind batters and had to just find strikes, but this Cotuit offense knew Koger had to throw a strike and took advantage of it. Now Rozakis behind here.
He fidgets with his front foot. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Fastball swing and a miss. Heater at 84. Good movement as it tailed to the bottom of the zone. Got Kafis swinging. Count 2-1. Rozakis likes the sign. Meets ball to glove near his facial hair on his chin. 2-1 fastball is roped right to Anderson, and he makes the grab. Wow, Max Anderson outstretched his glove near the second base bag and reached and just made the catch. Had an opportunity to carry him off his glove. Instead, Anderson strands 2 on the base paths for Cotuit. Still a 3-2 ball game. We head to the 7th here at Lowell Park. We'll be back for more Wareham Gateman baseball when we return on the Gateman Radio Network.
T-Mobile is proud to sponsor the Cape Cod Baseball League. T-Mobile is committed to serve those who serve, and that's why they go above and beyond for our active duty military and veterans. Visit your neighborhood T-Mobile store or T-Mobile.com to learn more.
Looking for your dream home on the Cape? Gibson Sotheby's International Realty's dedicated team of real estate professionals are ready to make your dream a reality. Don't just look for a place, discover a home. Each office is independently owned and operated. Sotheby's International Realty is a registered trademark.
Whether a night at the tap room for pub grub, dinner for the family, or a full-service catered event, Minkle Boys Catering. Food with passion. Book your event today.
We're in the top of the 7th. It's been scoreless ever since the end of the 2nd inning. Prior to that, Cotuit put up 3. Wareham had 2. So right now it's a 3-2 ball game. Cotuit out hitting Wareham 11-5. Both teams with an error. With Alex Feuz, I'm Cameron Ezeir. Was an offensive show to start, but right now it's slowing down a bit, especially for a Gateman team that only has 5 hits. They send up the leadoff hitter Max Anderson. Schulke the pitch, it misses outside. For Cam Schulke, he's working into the 7th inning after recording a 1-2-3 6th, which he only threw 5 pitches. 1-0 off speed just outside. And oddly enough, I don't think Cam Schulke has thrown 1 fastball. All out of that submarine motion. 2-0, cuts back inside, but just misses the zone. 3-0. Max Anderson 1 for 3 on the ball game. He had a single back in the 5th. 3-0 delivery. Off speed, splits the plate, and low, 3-1. Little shadow starting to blanket the infield as well as all of left field. They're peering in past first base as well. 3-1 off speed is roped to right, base hit. Max Anderson has 2 base knocks on the day and 50 on the season.
One of the best hitters on the Cape continues to succeed here this summer.
And Alex, if you're any of these hitters, especially at the top of the order, you got a lot of prowess in that bat. Schulke's been relying mainly on that off-speed pitch. For righty, it starts outside and tails inside. If you can start reading that pitch, oh, you'll be uber successful with it. Righty on lefty, now to Ryan Campos, who has a hit, but that was back in the first. First pitch, Campos foul tip into the glove of Loma Vida. That's strike 1. Ryan Campos, he singled in the first, reached on an error in the third and the 5th. So he's been on base all 3 times today. Digs into the lefty batter's box, fidgets with his front foot. Now hovers his bat over his back shoulder. Schulke the 0-1. Misses low near the feet in the white cleats of Ryan Campos. With a blue tint on the back with the Adidas 3 Stripes logo on the heel. Revs up his back foot like an engine to gain some sort of grip on the bottom of his cleat. Runner at first in the 7th. 1-1. Off speed outside. Well, for Ryan Campos, he's come alive as of late. In his last 5 games, he's batting .389. First 16 games of July, he was batting under the Mendoza line at .179. Really found his stride. Schulke the 2-1. A slider that cut on the outside part of the plate, and the count 2-2. Cam Schulke's been impressive with that off-speed pitch. That's why he's throwing it every single time. He's locating really well. Runner at first in the 7th. Wareham down 1. No outs. The 2-2. Off speed elicits a check swing from Campos. The check over to first. Oh, they're going to say it hit Ryan Campos. On a check swing, it looked like he moved into the zone a bit, and it might have nicked part of his protective gear on his right elbow. That's exactly what Mickey Garcia, our home plate umpire, is telling Mike Roberts, the field manager, who's standing atop his dugout on the third base side.
And Mickey Garcia says, okay, Mike Roberts, I'll go out and have the conversation with Merzel and Abello here, but
now, Alex, I'm not speculating that Ryan Campos leaned in, but it was a check swing. And usually in that situation, Campos is leaning forward on his front foot. But he stayed within the batter's box, or at least Mickey Garcia says that. Now Ryan Campos is over at first. There's 2 on with no outs here in the 7th. The Gateman's still just trailing by 1. And it gives way to Will Rogers. It's been an RBI machine so far this season. 6 of them in the last 5 games, and another chance here. Mike Roberts still chirping Mickey Garcia atop his dugout on the right side. Schulke leans forward, fidgets with the ball with the back part of his belt. Now meets ball to glove at the waist. Stares off at second. First pitch. Rogers takes on an off speed that leaked outside.
66 miles an hour on that pitch.
Is that what you mean by command over velocity? You don't see a lot of those. Schulke readies the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Well, he ups the velocity by 12 miles per hour. He's up to 78. And Will Rogers swung at it like a heater. Just a bit in front. And now the count 1-1. Max Anderson a short lead off of second. Ryan Campos the same over at first. The first baseman Kafis is playing on the infield grass. So is the third baseman Ketchup. Schulke the 1-1. Another off speed just misses outside. 2-1. 80 miles per hour. It's like he's slowly evolving.
Well, this is how Shoki has been so successful. I would always say if there was an R.A. Dickey type pitcher in Major League Baseball today, he would be easily the most dominant pitcher.
2-1, lifted to deep center field. Bradfield moves back at the wall, makes the catch right on the warning track. Tagging up, heading over to third is Max Anderson. Ryan Campos heads back to first. And now there's one away on that fly out from Will Rogers. And you mentioned R.A. Dickey, and you say that, if there was a version of him in the majors right now, he'd be successful. Why is that?
Well, he had the forkball pitch that would hover right around 68 to 72 miles an hour. And, every major league hitter, I think we're going to get back to really the old school age where hitters aren't just looking dead fastball where they can try to just hit it out of the ballpark. But R.A. Dickey, it's so tough to hit a home run against him because of just how he maneuvered all his pitches.
Runners at first and third here in the seventh with one away. Brings up the lefty Owen Diodati. First pitch is a slider that's rolled foul over to the right side. Now for Owen Diodati, he finally gets to swing the bat. He did so in the third, flew out to the right fielder Park. His other two plate appearances, intentional walks in the first and the fifth. As Schulke peers off of first. He gains his grip near his rear end, now throws over to first. Campos slides back safely. It's interesting you say that. It seems that position players and pitchers are heading in completely different directions. Pitchers are focusing a little more on movement and command over velocity, while hitters, they just want to hit bombs. 0-1 off speed, high chopper down the first base line. Kafis looks off at home, but takes it himself over to first and allows the run to score. Max Anderson stomps on home plate, and this game is all tied up at 3 apiece.
Well, I think the main reason why hitters nowadays are so concerned and focused on hitting home runs is because that's how the market is driven. You hit more home runs, you get paid more. The Whit Merrifields of the world, who have more just hits than anyone else in Major League Baseball in the last 5 years, well, monetarily he's not rewarded for that.
That first pitch nubbed off the end of the bat of Cam Meyer over to the right side. The count 0-1. The runner at second, that's Ryan Campos. 2 away and now a tie ball game. Schulke looks off that way, 0-1. Off speed, fouled into the netting on the right side. I mean, it's a good point you make there. I think pitchers are more worried about their technique and how they're able to command the plate, and that goes back to what makes a pitcher so good, their mentality, how they're able to confuse hitters. Well, on the hitting side of things, it's, hey, if you don't hit home runs and you don't hit for extra bases, if you're just a guy that, forces weak contact, you won't get paid that much. The 0-2 pitch is chopped off foul to the left side. The way that monetary value has completely changed the game of baseball.
It will change even more with a shift being banned next year.
Well, no shift for Cotuit here. Defense set standard. Runner at second. 0-2 pitch. Off speed. Just misses outside. And I say the defense set standard, although Harlan is playing closer to the first base bag, and Tommy Troy is a little closer to Ryan Campos, who has a short lead off of second. Tie ball game, 2 away in the seventh. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Off speed low, fouled off the foot of Loma Vida, as well as our home plate umpire, Mickey Garcia. Now the count stays 1-2. I mean, we've seen this pitch time and time again, pretty much every single time, off the fingertips of Cam Schulke. What's your approach if you're Meyer?
Just try to continue to fight here. You're behind 1-2. You got the go-ahead run and scoring position. You're just trying to do a job just like you did a few nights ago when you drilled in the go-ahead triple.
1-2. Off speed outside, 67 miles per hour. Meyer chooses to leave the lumber on his back shoulder. A really good idea. And we keep bringing up Cam Meyer and his bases clearing 3 RBI triple to give Wareham the lead over Brewster, because that was his first AB with the Gatemen, and he's only strived from there. The 2-2. Another slider that's fouled off, but that time down the third base line. Ryan Campos at second. No one on the corners. The defense set standard, although the shortstop Tommy Troy is playing closer to second. The entire infield is covered in shadows. although Ryan Campos has the sun leaking down on his face. With 2 away in the 7th. 2-2 pitch. Oh, struck him out. A changeup inside. The first time Cam Schulke hasn't thrown out of the submarine motion, it fooled Cam Meyer, and that retires the side. But the Gatemen do tie it up at 3 as we head to the bottom of the 7th. Whole new ball game here from Lowell Park, and we're 2.5 away from yet another tie. Well, we'll see if Cotuit's offense has anything to say about that. Wareham 3, Cotuit 3. We head to the bottom of the 7th when we return on the other side on the Gateman Radio Network.
Earn a bachelor's or master's degree, complete a certificate, or take a single course through the Division of Continuing Education and Graduate Studies at Curry College. In-person and online classes run days, evenings, and weekends in Milton and Plymouth. To learn more about programs in accounting, business, criminal justice, education, nursing, and more, visit curry.edu.
The law firm of Lang, Exifaris, and Bullard, providing families and businesses in the greater New Bedford community with legal services for 40 years. We look forward to serving you. For an appointment, call 508-992-1270. We invite you to learn more about the law firm of Lang, Exifaris, and Bullard by visiting our website, lxblaw.com.
Curry College is where you go to become anything you want. Curry prepares students to engage in successful careers with learning beyond the classroom. Explore undergraduate programs, NCAA Division III athletics, and continuing education and graduate studies, including fifth-year master's programs at curry.edu.
To the bottom of the 7th we go. Pitching change for the Wareham Gatemen. Billy Rozakis' season debut is done. An inning and 2/3. 2 hits, no runs, no walks, and no strikeouts. Pitched really well in his inning and 2/3. New pitcher on the mound is Jacob Whittington out of Wilson College. The senior standing at 6'1", weighing 175. The righty on the mound rocking the number 50 in those specialty Red Shirt Friday jerseys. The lettering on the front reading Cape Cod and Digi Camo. And on the back, the number is also in Digi Camo with black trim. And for Jacob Whittington, his second appearance on the Cape. His first, he went 2/3 of an inning against Brewster 4 days ago. Allowed a hit and struck 1 out. He closed out that game against the Whitecaps. So for Whittington, it will be the heart of the order in Troy, Harris, and Trice. And now we welcome the heart of our team. It's Claire Foley, our sideline reporter to the broadcast.
Happy to be here, Cam. Now we have Tommy Troy, former Gateman, up at the plate.
Yeah, Tommy Troy played 29 games with the Wareham Gatemen last summer.
And he has 3 hits so far tonight.
Whittington, the first pitch is a changeup roped foul on a laser just out of play to the left of that left field line. I mean, Tommy Troy has so much contact in that bat.
That's for sure, but certainly got some intimidation out on the mound in Whittington. Tall guy, but also he's got that stash.
And he has the long, flowing, dirty blonde hair out of the hat as he sets at the right hip. 0-1 pitch is a changeup at 77 that misses in the attic. Yeah, he's not a big burly guy, but he has that burly look from the neck up. With the American flag in deep left center, slowly brushing from left to right. Here's the 1-1. Another changeup lifted in the infield skies. It's heading out of play down the first base line. It's a souvenir for a fan as that one bounces on the top of the dugout and flicks up in the air into the bleachers above the dugout on the first base side. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count to Tommy Troy. Claire, you already mentioned he's 3 for 3 on the day. A single in the first, double in the second, single in the 5th. With no outs, here's the pitch. Fastball, foul tipped off the glove of Ryan Campos. Now, if Ryan Campos can hold on to that, Tommy Troy's retired for the first time today. Instead, dribbled down the first base side, and the count stays 1-2.
And he has 5 home runs and 20 RBIs on the season, so he's shown his consistency offensively so far tonight, and with a tie ball game, could be a threat.
1-2, changeup, swing and a miss. Tommy Troy goes down hacking, and there's one away here in the 7th. Jacob Whittington is the first pitcher to retire Tommy Troy today.
It's a big out, Cam. It's a 7th inning here, tie ball game. And here in Cotuit, there are no lights, so it's not necessarily by 9 innings here.
Now we go by the sun. It's slowly setting beyond the trees past the left field line. Now the 1-out pitch to Calvin Harris. The designated hitter takes a changeup at 74 and missed low. And for Calvin Harris, a single in the first, struck out in the second, pop up to the second baseman Anderson in the 5th. He's 1 for 3. Whittington set at the right hip, kicks, delivers the 1-0. Another off speed. That one slices across the plate, 1-1. Now for Calvin Harris, no batting gloves, takes that old school approach, has a bit of tape on his left wrist. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss on a changeup low, and the count 1-2. Claire Whittington is working really well with that breaking ball.
Yeah, he looks really strong out there, showing control over the zone, getting ahead.
Right now he's ahead of Harris, who swivels his bat over his back shoulder. Awaits the 1-2, changeup roped foul over to the right side. Calvin Harris, the Ole Miss junior, just wrapped up a national championship season. Oh, in his freshman year, he missed fall ball, recovering from a UCL surgery. Then he played a smidge in the spring. Came back this last spring in his sophomore season, batting .336. 1-2 change up, lifted high to deep right field near the foul pole. Diodati moves at the wall. It leaves the park. A moonshot for Calvin Harris, and he leaves the yard for the first time this summer. And the Cotuit Kettleers take a 4-3 lead here in the 7th.
First home run of the year coming for him at the end of July, very close to the end of the regular season. But if you take a look at his average, Cam, he's a consistent guy offensively, mostly that small ball type of play. And Cotuit's been successful this year, and sometimes small ball is the way to go.
I mean, Calvin Harris, 10 of his 11 hits entering this game were singles. Well, he's added a home run to that repertoire. First pitch to the righty, Carter Trice drills that one deep center field. Chick gives it a chase, dives, makes the catch. What a grab in the left center field gap, right on the warning track. Hang a star on that one, Cameron Chick, and there's 2 away.
Get a freeze frame of that one. He totally laid out for it. What a beautiful catch.
I mean, Claire, even the Cotuit fans above the third base dugout were clapping. Everyone in lawn chairs clapping as well. You have to marvel in the fact that that was an unbelievable catch in center.
That was a Jackie Bradley Jr. style catch.
With 2 away, here's the pitch to Eddie Park. The lefty takes a fastball high. Wow. Cam Chick, the second time he's laid out to make a grab this season. The first was at YD in foul ground. That one, well, robbed Carter Trice of extra bases. 1-0 changeup splits the plate, the count 1-1.
Took away at least 2, Cam. Sign out there, I believe that says 387? 357?
It says 397.
397, okay. I don't have the best eyes.
You got the 3 and the 7 right, that's what matters. 1-1 to the lefty. Park takes a breaking ball in the outer half. Eddie Park out of Stanford, he's 1 for 3 on the day.
Well, regardless, it's a big outfield there in center, so at least took away 2 bases from him.
That one was probably hit a good 385. With 2 away, here's the 1-2. Changeup sliced out of play over the netting on the third base side. Wow. Well, Cam Chick robbing Carter Trice of extra bases after Calvin Harris gave Cotuit the 4-3 lead on a solo shot here in the 7th. Well, Whittington trying to exit the 7th by only giving up 1 run. Empty bases 2 away. 1-2 fastball just misses outside. He adjusts the red lip on his hat. Now stares directly at the ball before dropping it near his right hip of his gray pants. With his glove resting on his front hip, meets ball to glove on that back hip, leaning toward the first base side. 2-2 changeup just misses outside. Campos forced to hop out of his stance, and corral it as he walks back to his spot behind the dish. Well, Claire, you mentioned there's no lights here at Lowell Park. Shadows completely cover the fields here in the 7th. Well, we play until it's too hard to see. Empty bases, 2 away. Payoff pitch. Change up in the dirt, just misses the feet of Park. That's a walk drawn by Eddie Park. He heads over to first, and the second time he's been on the base paths today, and that's walk number 13 on the season, drawn by Eddie Park.
Now, Cam, we've talked about so far in the broadcast that the Gateman season will come to an end on Tuesday, but they have the power now in the next couple games to sort of dictate how the rest of the playoffs go, especially for Cotuit. They're tied for second right now with Bourne, and just 1 point separates first and second in the division.
It's a huge game for both teams, and you might say, well, not really for Wareham. They're already mathematically eliminated. Yeah, but this team has an opportunity to spoil Cotuit getting home field advantage in the playoffs. That could be huge. Harvey Shapiro, the field manager for the Gatemen, heads out to the mound. Now, Jacob Whittington entered the 7th as the new pitcher. Harvey Shapiro will make the call to the bullpen. That'll be the day for Whittington. We're going to keep it here at Lowell Park to talk a little more about those playoff implications. We'll look around the league as well. And yeah, Claire, Cotuit right now is tied for second. If they lose, right now they're winning 4-3 in the bottom of the 7th. You don't know what could happen. Bourne could get that home field advantage. All of a sudden, we might not be playing at Lowell Park in the playoffs at all.
Right, and it looks like both Hyannis and Bourne are leading in their games. Hyannis is up 5-4 against YD, and Bourne is up 2-0 against Falmouth. So really tight contention right now, and regardless of what's going on in the rest of the division, these games do still matter for the Gatemen, because have to remember, it is still a developmental summer league. These guys are here to prove themselves to their college teams. If they're in the transfer portal, try to earn them a spot on a collegiate roster, and just trying to get better. And when you're here in the Cape, you are playing against the best of the best no matter what. So there's still time left to prove yourself and get better.
And Claire, it might be less about proof and more getting ready for fall ball, at least at this period of time in the summer as well.
Right, exactly. Got 2 and potentially 2 more innings left here tonight, depends on the sun, but still 2 more full games left to get better. And then maybe a week or 2 off before these guys head back to school and get right back to work.
It's very admirable that these players stay so long into the summer. A lot of them are avoiding their summer in order to play more baseball. You played in the spring, you're going to play in the summer, go right back in the fall, rinse, repeat the next year. And it's very admirable for a lot of these players that are just trying to get better. As we look more into these playoff standings, Hyannis, you mentioned, is currently leading YD 5-4 in the top of the 4th. Hyannis is 1 point up on Cotuit, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right.
With 48 points, while Cotuit sits at 47. The Bourne Braves are also tied for second with these Kettleers at 47 points. And right now, it's pretty much solidified that Falmouth will stay in that 4th spot in the West Division. So it's between these 3 teams, not to make the playoffs, but to jumble around and see who gets the 1st, who gets the 2nd, and who gets the 3rd seed.
And with the point differentials between 2 points for a win, 1 point for a tie, there's a lot of variation, even though there are still 3 games left.
Well, the new pitcher on the mound for the Wareham Gatemen, relieving Jacob Whittington, is Ross Dexter, a little tongue twister there, out of UMass Boston, a freshman standing at 6'3", weighing 220. The righty led the UMass Boston Beacons with 19 appearances out of the bullpen this past spring, 20 2/3 innings of work, a 3.05 ERA, and he had a 2-1 record to his credit, as he'll deal to Caleb Lomavita here in the 7th with 2 away and 1 on. First pitch is a breaking ball at 76 that misses the zone low and inside.
He's also a Milton, Mass native, like Red Sox pitcher Rich Hill.
There you go. Rich Hill also pitched on the Cape. 1-0. Fastball down the pipe, 1-1. Caleb Lomavita today, the catcher out of Cal, is 0 for 3. And this is a player that rode a 9-game hit streak into yesterday's loss against Wareham. So they've held Lomavita in check, 0 for 6 in the last 2 days. 1-1 breaking ball, runner goes, Campos throws over to second off a hop. It's off the chest of Anderson. No chance to get the stealing runner, Eddie Park. As he swipes second, and now a runner in scoring position, represents a bit of insurance for Cotuit, already up 4-3.
Campos didn't quite get a clean pick off that one, but it's still close play over there at second base.
As the dust flows into the beautiful sky above off that slide. With 2 away, here's the 2-1. Fastball connected to shallow right field. Diodati ranges right. Shades over in that direction, makes the catch, and that retires the side. Well, Ross Dexter does his job. We'll see if he comes back out for the 8th, but before then, Cotuit takes a 4-3 lead off a solo shot by Calvin Harris in the 7th, and now it's up to Wareham's offense with just 6 outs to go. We head to the top of the 8th from Lowell Park. It's 4-3 Cotuit over Wareham here on the Gateman Radio Network.
Joanne Stevenson with Berkshire Hathaway and Robert Paul Properties brings over 21 years of real estate experience to the South Shore and Cape Cod area. The Robert Paul Properties team not only specializes in coastal luxury properties, but proudly serves our veterans in their home search or sell process. Joanne Stevenson is your local, homegrown agent who knows the area and knows the market. Call Joanne Stevenson with Robert Paul Properties for all your real estate needs. Located at 155 Front Street in Marion.
Mosquito bites and ticks. No, yikes! When the bugs get scary, just call Mosquito Mary's 866-ASK-MARY or visit us at mosquitomarys.com.
The Gateway Tavern, located on Marion Road in Wareham, offers an extensive but not exhaustive array of menu choices. They search for the finest in foods, ranging from garden fresh produce to hand-selected seafood, and have special menus that change daily. The Gateway Tavern is proud to be the official helmet of the Wareham Gatemen.
Top 8, Cotuit up 4-3. Cam Schulke on the mound. Derek Fabian at the dish, the 6-hole hitter out of Florida. First pitch off speed, clips the inner half. That's strike 1. Derek Fabian with 2 strikeouts and a walk today. He's 0 for 2. Currently riding a 7-game hit streak, but hasn't been able to pick up any production today. Schulke set at the waist via 1. The changeup lifted, stays in the infield skies. Harlan moves in on the infield grass, makes the grab, and there's 1 away. And the second time that Cam Schulke hasn't relied on that submarine motion, and both times have proved a positive in his direction. One was a strikeout of Cam Meyer and then a pop-up of Derek Fabian. Gives way to Carter Graham, first baseman out of Stamford. 1-out pitch, a changeup at 69 from Cam Schulke. It's low, the count 1-0. 1-0 pitch, a slider outside the zone.
And not only, obviously, when you're that slow in your delivery of your pitches, you're fooling with the deception of the hitters. We've talked about that, but he's been able to do it across a couple of innings, which is crucial.
2-0 slider fouled back to the right side. Hey, you're right, the consistency's been there for Schulke, even though a lot of these hitters have seen Schulke pitch and they're still getting fooled by him. I mean, Schulke entered this game in the 5th. Carter Graham popped up in the 6th because of Schulke. Off-speed pitch on the 2-1 is low. Count 3-1. Schulke sets the belt. The 3-1 pitch. Heater inside. Carter Graham takes it for ball 4. So Graham on the base paths for the 3rd time today. He homered in the 2nd, singled in the 4th. And now a walk here in the 8th. He represents the game-tying run over there at first with 1 away. Brian Padilla digs into the righty batter's box.
That's just the second walk that Schalke has given up since the first batter he faced back in the 5th inning, which was Cam Meyer.
He also hit a player that was back in the 7th, Ryan Campos. Now we have a pinch hitter, or pardon me, a pinch runner over at first in Blake Wright. The Clemson shortstop, middle infielder, really. He's over at first. Schalke checks on Wright over at the first base bag. Blake Wright pinch ran in a couple days ago, when he was stranded at third as the game-tying run against the Brewster Whitecaps. Well, he's pinch running again today. We haven't really seen him in action in the last week or so. With one away, the pitch to Padilla. Off speed outside. Brian Padilla is 0 for 3 on the day. A strikeout, a ground out, and a pop out. A rising redshirt sophomore out of UConn. He's been on quite the hitting slump. Schalke stares off at third. The 1-0 pitch. Another off speed at 80, and it just misses the plate. Well, for Brian Padilla, I already mentioned that hitting slump. Let's back it up with some statistics. He's 4 for his last 50. Righty on righty. Here's the 2-0. Just misses low and inside. And that's after Padilla had a 5-game hit streak from the 26th of June to July 1st. Well, since then, in his last now 16 games, only 4 knocks and 50 attempts. Runner at first, 1 away. 3-0. Right down the pipe on a slider at 79. Oh, it elicits an applause from this Cotuit crowd down the third base line.
And Schalke is now over 50 pitches thrown. We're going to get out of this inning.
3-1, breaking ball fouled back. Now count 3-2. After Cam Schalke walked Carter Graham, I think this fan base just wants a few strikes. That's why they're clapping after every strike put up on the scoreboard. Well, the defense set standard. Cam Schalke glances off of first, where Blake Wright, the pinch runner, stands. The payoff pitch, off speed, chopped foul to the left side.
Sunlight running out here at Lowell Park. Sun sets at 8 o'clock tonight.
So what, we got 48 minutes to go? My math treats me right. Now we are in the top of the 8th. Cotuit's up 4-3 with 1 away and 1 on, and the count's full. But hey, we only got a couple outs left. The payoff, swing and a miss. Oh, 70-mile-per-hour off speed, and Brian Padilla swung probably a second too early. And now there's 2 down here in the 8th.
If you ask any hitter in the game of baseball, would they rather face a guy that throws 68 to 72 or a guy that throws 95 to 100, they're going to tell you 95 to 100 anytime.
Hey, put barrel the ball, and half of that distance is because of how fast the pitch is off the barrel of your bat. And with 2 away, Schalke checks on right over at first. And for Cam Schalke, that's 3 strikeouts in his back pocket. He deals the 2-out pitch to Cameron Chick. It's a slider low. Did Chick go? The second base umpire says no as Jeff Mertzel extends his arms to his sides. Motioning safe.
Mike Roberts is fired up over that, well, what he thinks it was a missed call.
And Schalke the 1-0. Off speed, misses outside, 2-0. Mike Roberts, the field manager for the Cavaliers in his 18th season. He's known to be animated. Continues to chirp at the home plate umpire. 2-0. Off speed, chopped over the glove of Schalke. Troy Glove steps on second, throws over to first. Double play. Well, it doesn't matter if there was a double play. That's your unconventional 4-out top of the 8th inning, as Tommy Troy got that second out anyway. Well, him stepping on the second base bag was the force out to record the 3rd out, and a double play that didn't need to be a double play. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Cotuit looking for some insurance, up 4-3 here at Lowell Park. We'll be back for more Wareham Gateman baseball when we return to the Gateman Radio Network.
Tom and Jean Yockey were passionate about the game of baseball. Over their 7 decades as owners of the Boston Red Sox, the Yockeys greatly invested in youth and amateur athletics in our community. They recognized the important skills baseball can bring to players both on and off the field: cooperation, respect, teamwork, friendships, and confidence. The Yockey Foundation has been proud to support the Cape League for more than 25 years.
We want our money to work as hard for us when we retire as we did working to accumulate it. My name is Steve Anzoni, and I am president of Fairway Financial Insurance Agency. Money is just a tool to help you to do what you ultimately want to do, which is to travel, spend time with your kids, grandkids, and do other stuff. And I want to be the guy that's going to help you navigate the course of life, to help you avoid those sand traps and get you onto the green and into the hole with greater financial confidence.
We're in the bottom of the 8th. The Cotuit Cavaliers lead 4-3. Well, Wareham needs Ross Dexter to put together a perfect inning. Cotuit looks for insurance. Bottom of the order. Trotter Harlan swings at the first pitch. Rainbows right to Brian Padilla at short, and there's one away. One pitch from Ross Dexter as he entered this game in the 7th. Throws one in the 8th and records one out.
Those are the best if you're a pitcher. One pitch, one out.
With one away in the bottom half of the 8th. The Gatemen down 1. Dexter set at the belt. The pitch is a fastball to Bradfield Jr. missed high and away at 87. It's Bradfield with his black dipped bat on the top half. He already's choked up on his bat. He hovers it over his back shoulder and fidgets his elbows. Here's the 1-0. The fastball low collects dust at 86. 2-0. Empty bases here in the 8th. The Cotuit Cavaliers have scratched across 4 runs on 12 hits. That's 7 more than they recorded in yesterday's loss to Wareham. Dexter, the kick, the 2-0. Another fastball outside. 3-0.
Bradfield just an old school player. You don't really see too many of like him nowadays. Just great defense, great speed, great contact, all around a great player.
3-0 fastball is low, and that's ball 4. Enrique Bradfield Jr. doesn't let his bat leave his back shoulder and trots over to first. That's the 3rd time he's been on the base paths, and get this, by hit by pitch, a single, and a walk. Now Caleb Ketchup digs into the righty batter's box. He's 2 for 3 on the day. Entered this game with only 2 hits. Well, he's doubled his hit total, with Cam Meyer playing with his toes on the infield grass. The throw over to first, another pickoff of Bradfield Jr. This time by Ross Dexter. Now we've talked time and time again about Bradfield Jr. and his prowess on the base paths. 93 stolen bags in 2 seasons at Vanderbilt. Getting a little antsy over there at first, and the second time he's been picked off. There's now 2 down in the 8th. As Dexter gets set, now in a favorable inning with 2 away and the base is empty. Here's the pitch. Curveball bounces in the dirt, count 1-0. Dexter peers in, takes a deep breath in his diagonal stance. The 1-0. Fastball chopped to the left side out of play. So ricochets off the top of the railing of that short fence down the left field line. Ross Dexter, with his hair flowing out of the back of his hat, his front foot is pointed toward the dugout on the third base side. Here's the 1-1. Fastball, oh, that hit Ketchup on the elbow. Well, no, Caleb Ketchup is staying at the dish. A hit on the knob of his bat. Oh, it came out of the hand so fast from Ross Dexter and ricocheted off the knob of the bat. Caleb Ketchup is trying to lobby that it hit him in the thumb. But instead, our home plate umpire, Mickey Garcia, says, nope, that ricocheted off the knob of your bat. From this angle, when Ketchup leaned in or turned in with his right elbow, I thought for a second that hit his elbow.
Now Mike Roberts is having a one-on-one conversation with Mickey Garcia.
Now Mickey is heading down the third base line to talk it over with Roberts. Now Caleb Ketchup is saying, nope, that hit me in the hand. It hit me in the finger. Mickey Garcia says, okay, Mike, get back to your spot of the third base coach post, and let's get back to baseball. So now the count 1-2 with 2 away, empty bases. Cotuit up 4-3. We're in the bottom of the 8th. The sun's slowly fading. The entire field is blanketed in shadows. Dexter likes the sign. With 2 away, here's the 1-2 pitch. Change up low, count 2-2. Dexter trying to exit this inning, keeping it at a 1-run deficit. Ketchup at the plate. 2-2. Fastball 86 high. Count full. Caleb Ketchup out of Lipscomb, the junior. Already 2 hits today.
Dexter looking to finish strong. He's came out of the bullpen looking really good.
The payoff pitch. Called strike 3, inner half. Oh, Caleb Ketchup is talking it over with Mickey Garcia. It looked to be a bit inside, but high and just nicked that inside corner. And that retires the side. Ross Dexter with his first strikeout, and that ends the 8th. We head to the top of the 9th. Final 3 outs for the Gatemen upcoming. Wareham 3, Cotuit 4. Can the Gatemen come back? We'll see on the other side here on the Gatemen Radio Network.
Continuing with our corporate sponsors, we also want to recognize and thank Franklin Sports, Cape Destinations, Sullivan Tire, Highline Cruises, Barnstable Bats, Sunderland Printing, Axis Bats, Cape Space, Christmas Tree Shops, UFOs, T-Mobile, Boston Better Business Bureau, Fairway Financial, Rogers Gray, and of course, thank you to Major League Baseball for over 50 years of support. Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally, LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all of the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally, LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham and 2318 Acushnet Avenue in New Bedford. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website www.rkm-law.com.
We go to the top of the 9th inning. Ryan Bruno comes out of the Cotuit pen, making his 3rd appearance on the summer. Has recorded 1 save, and it is a save situation here in the 9th inning. 1 inning, 2 strikeouts, no walks, and 1 hit, and has a 0 ERA.
Alex, how about the performance of Cam Schulke? The 3rd arm out of the pen went 3 1/3. His longest outing of the summer, over 50 pitches. Now you turn it over to a lefty in Ryan Bruno. More conventional throwing motion, doesn't have that submarine throw.
And faces a tough part of the lineup, especially starting things off with Max Anderson.
And Alex, Ryan Bruno has never gone past 2/3 of an inning. He went a third against Hyannis 4 days ago, 5 days ago, 2/3 against Chatham. Well, we'll see if he can close the door on Wareham. Max Anderson, 2 for 4 on the day. Lefty on righty. The defense sets standard. First pitch. Fastball misses high, 1-0. Max Anderson, after grounding out in his first two ABs, in the first and the second, a pair of singles in the fifth and the seventh. The 1-0 punch is a fastball that eludes the glove of Loma Vida, who had to outstretch it to the opposite batter's box, and nicked off the edge and dribbled to the backstop. Now the count 2-0. Here's the pitch. Fastball upstairs, misses in the attic. Count 3-0. Ryan Bruno licks off his two fingers on his left hand to gain some grip. Now meets ball to glove at the letters. Here's the 3-0 delivery. Fastball cuts on that outside part of the zone. 3-1. 93 miles per hour off the fingertips of Ryan Bruno. Top of the order for the Gateman, Max Anderson leading things off. The 3-1. Fastball laced to center, base hit. A 3-hit day for Max Anderson, his 5th of the season, and now he's up to 51 hits. More importantly, he's the game-tying run over at first.
Max Anderson can play almost every position in the infield and be just so potent in this lineup. 51 hits.
I mean, Alex, you know what he's doing over at first? He's chewing his bubble gum, like we all do. But he has 51 hits under his belt, while we have a combined 0. Short leadoff of first, Ryan Campos digs into the lefty batter's box. Shows bunt, pulls back. It's a strike on the outside corner. Fastball at 91. Ryan Campos already choking up on his bat with the black knee socks. Couple phantom swings, hovers his bat over his back shoulder. Bruno stares off at first. The 0-1. Campos shows bunt. A nubber over to the left side. Throw over to second for 1. Oh, Ryan Campos tried to lay down a sacrifice bunt to move the game-tying run in scoring position. Caleb Ketchup did a great job charging in, scooping up that ball in front of the pitcher Bruno, throwing it over to Tommy Troy, the shortstop who was covering second, and there's one away. Cotuit gets the leadoff runner. Or pardon me, the lead runner.
Cam, this is why the game of baseball is so great. There's so many things that have gone into this game, and obviously Cotuit has a lead right now, but the Gateman's still in striking distance, have to tie and run over at first base. What a fun game.
With one away in the top of the ninth, Gateman down 1. The pitch to Will Rogers is a fastball, swing and a miss. Rogers almost loses his helmet, elects to take it off. Look at it for a second, and I'll put it back on his head with the red Wareham W on the face of that helmet. He taps home plate once, adjusts his helmet toward his right ear. Lefty on righty. The throw over to first. Campos slides back in. So Ryan Campos takes the spot of Max Anderson. And it's up to Will Rogers, the left fielder out of Arizona State. If he can move his collegiate teammate over, well, then Owen Diodati in the on-deck circle, he could find a way on the base paths and tie this one up. 0-1. Fastball near the elbows inside. 96 miles per hour. It's the fastest pitch we've seen today. Clouds starting to disperse above. The sunset, well, we're expecting it in about 30 minutes. This game will get done. Here's the 1-1. Fastball clips the inside corner at 89. Count 1-2.
Nice pitch there. Now ahead of Rogers, who, well, this Cotuit team has been able to settle down tonight.
He's 0 for 3 on, 0 for 4 on the night. Top of the ninth, Cotuit up 1. Rogers digs back in with his back foot. Campos at first is the game-tying run. The corners are in. Here's the 1-2. Fastball outside. Again at 96 on the radar gun. That shines bright in the top right corner of the scoreboard out in deep center field. The American flag to the right of the scoreboard isn't moving one bit. The 2-2 to the righty Rogers. Here's the toss home. Fastball swing and a miss. Rogers goes fishing, and that's the second out of the ninth. It brings up Owen Diodati, who's Wareham's last hope and possibly evening up this season series. With the game-tying run at first, Ryan Campos over there, right behind CJ Kafis.
Now will this Cotuit team intentionally walk Diodati for the third time tonight?
We'll see, they did it in the first and the fifth. He made him pay in the seventh by grounding out down the first base line, but it brought in a run. First pitch, wave and miss. Ryan Bruno, the fourth arm out of the pen. Fifth today for Cotuit. Diodati exits the batter's box. Now Gids back in. With 2 away and 1 on. Bruno the 0-1. Fastball nicks the outer half. 0-2 at 95. And now the Gatemen are down to their final strike. Cotuit has taken 3 of 5 against the Gatemen this summer. They can make it 4 of 6. Cotuit up 1, top of the ninth. Ryan Campos at first, 2 away. Lefty on lefty. Here's the 0-2. Fastball fouled back. Off the top of the lumber of Owen Diodati. Fouled it back to the green fencing that goes from dugout to dugout.
The fan giveaway tonight were the Cotuit Kettleer rally flags. They're trying to wave them. Give this Cotuit team just a little more oomph to try to get out of this inning and end the game.
Here's the 0-2. Breaking ball low, Diodati held up. Yeah, Alex, the Cotuit fans all standing up. I would say it's 75% of them above the third base dugout. They're waving those white flags. Above the first base dugout, the Wareham fans are sitting down, intensely watching Ryan Bruno on the bump. Game-tying run at first. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball, chopped foul over to the right side. Owen Diodati has been put in clutch situations in the ninth. Against Falmouth a couple weeks ago, Diodati had a pinch hit 2-run home run to tie things up as the Wareham Gatemen were suffering a 4-2 deficit. Right now, the Gatemen will use anything. 1 on and 2 away. Bruno the deep breath. The 1-2. Fastball just poke foul. On a breaking ball low at 85, Diodati reached and just got a piece of it. And the Gatemen are still alive. Owen Diodati with an RBI today. That was in the 7th to tie this one up at 3. Then Calvin Harris launched a solo home run in the 7th to give Cotuit a 4-3 advantage. That's where we lie in the top of the ninth. Runner at first, 2 away. The lefty Bruno pitches. Fastball high. 2-2. With Cam Meyer in the on-deck circle, who's already had his fair share of heroics in the ninth as well. The 2-2 pitch. Fastball skips in the dirt, and the count full. Owen Diodati was once behind the count 0-2. He's worked it full. Claps clattering around Lowell Park, mainly from the dugout, above the dugout on the third base side. Time is called by Diodati. Owen Diodati has been on base twice today. That's upped his on-base streak to 15 straight games. I mean, at this point, throw the streak out the window, just put something in play. Runner at first, 2 away. The payoff pitch. Off speed, called strike 3. Inside corner. And that ends the ball game. Owen Diodati can't believe it. Right near his knees, and Mickey Garcia rings him up to end the game. The Cotuit Kettleers win this one 4-3. They've taken 4 of 6 against the Wareham Gatemen this season. Your final score, Cotuit 4 runs, 12 hits, and 1 error. And for the Wareham Gatemen, 3 runs, 7 hits, and 1 defensive miscue. Oh, Harvey Shapiro is walking over to this umpiring crew and is talking it over. He doesn't believe that should have ended the ball game, but it does. Cotuit takes it 4-3. Owen Diodati caught looking to end this game. And for Ryan Bruno, he picks up his 2nd save of the season. Back-to-back Ks here in the 9th to end things. Alex, final thoughts on this heartbreaking loss?
Hey, what a great game. It was a fun, exciting game. for a true baseball fan. So many different matchups, so many pitching changes. We got to see some great defense. Cam Chick made one of the best plays I have seen this summer here on the Cape. It might compete with the one he made in foul territory against Whitey just a few games ago, but what a play by Cam Chick. All around an exciting game, a close one. And Cotuit ultimately won it all around tonight.
In the third to last game of the regular season, with the Gatemen looking to spoil postseason seeding, the Cotuit Kettleers have now leapfrogged the Hyannis Harbor Hawks for that number 1 seed in the West Division. Well, again, your final lines: Wareham 3 runs on 7 hits and 1 error. For the Cotuit Kettleers, 4 runs on 12 hits and 1 error as well. Well, that ends it from Lowell Park, as the Cotuit Kettleers take this interdivisional season series. 4 games out of the 6 played against the Wareham Gatemen, and the Gatemen fall to 13-22-7, while the Cotuit Kettleers improve to 22-15-5. For our sideline reporter Claire Foley, and our color commentator Alex Feuz, and our producer Joey Demaray, I'm Cameron Ezeir, saying so long, and we'll see you tomorrow. Final home game of the season against the Falmouth Commodores. First pitch at 6 o'clock. Again, your final score from Lowell Park: Cotuit 4, Wareham 3 in the third to last game of the regular season. Well, hope you enjoy the rest of your night, and we will see you tomorrow at Spillane.